Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time listener, first time caller.
First time
Caller.
First time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First time listener, long time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Eat a bag of dicks!
Nice language in front of our boys!
They ain't playing tennis!
Oh God. It's the unveiling.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
Long time listener, first time caller.
Long time.
Oh God.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. I think it might be Billy. Let me check
I
here.
don't have nothing on besides my iPad.
I think it's Billy. Billy, unmute yourself when you're good to talk, brother.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think it's your bags and boards. I don't know. Keep going. Maybe it might be somebody else.
I was muted when you asked me to unmute.
Oh, okay. You might be good then.
Here, let me mute and then listen, okay?
Yeah. You're good. By the way,
I can still hear Billy clapping.
That's a bullshit, bro.
Welcome to the show, everybody. The Saturday night Modern Comic Mayhem here on Beyond Wednesdays. Got always an interesting show here on Saturday nights. You guys remember the link is in the chat if you want to join. We got a full house at the beginning of the show, which is nice. We got a semi out of action Red Hood. Billy from Economics and Comics, Heroes Reborn, and Mike from Funhouse Comics. Very interesting show tonight that we're gonna talk about some stuff. So let's get into the show.
Let's start off with the drama.
I think we got to, right? I think we really have to.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do it, you guys.
Berry.
Yeah, here we go. Let's do it.
I got at you, McClay. I hope this makes your comic book drama, because these dudes, goofy ass dudes.
Into the news. Into the into the
But let's get down to business.
So, very interesting story that we started to hear last night from IG. The Beyond Wednesdays Discord was popping with it. There was this talk, more talk about Mark Spears. I don't know if you guys saw the Hot 10 last night, but it was Mark Spears Central. We should have just called it the Mark Spears Show, Hot 10 Show, instead of the House of Stein Hot 10 Show.
House of Spears?
Yeah, the House of Spears, exactly. So we basically heard this news about another retailer out there not honoring sales, which is probably one of the worst things that you hear from a retailer for the most part. I mean, that's kind of how the Epic Nation thing kind of started going, other than, him fighting with Nick GQ, him not honoring sales. It happens a lot when we talk about retailers on the Drama Alert, that's for sure. And there's a new retailer that has started to do just that. Zombie Prophet on IG tagged us in this, saying 616 Comics was selling this on their site for $50 only to cancel orders and put them up on eBay for $100. This is the type of behavior that gives good shop bad names. Shame on you. Last dollar I spend there. Also, we saw this, an order that was canceled by them from another community member. Shout out to James. And more and more stuff dropping because of that, which is very interesting. Shout out to Lord Tapman's Comics. Appreciate you. More dropping about that Mark Spears book, which the other night I tried to, I dropped it. I think I might have dropped it in chat, or I tried to talk about it on the Hot 10. They did have on their site some of the Mark Spears stuff still available. So I went to their site.
Quick.
I went to their site, and they had this still available for $14.99. Right?
That's some nice heat.
This is both his covers. This Vampirella on the left was the said book that people were talking about, being canceled on. And then this Red Sonja is another one that he did for him. So they still had this set available, and I bought a set. And we'll see if my order gets canceled. I haven't checked my email yet, but we'll see if the order gets canceled. If it doesn't, we'll give away a set of Mark Spears covers. But figure out, we'll try it ourselves. But we do have at least one retailer on with us, and that's Billy at Economics and Comics, who we talk about his FOC pre-order bundles all the time in his website. But Billy, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about stories like this when you hear retailers finding out a book is hot, having them on their website at a set price, a bunch of people buying said books, them not honoring that, and then putting it on a different site for triple the money?
Well, you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly where to start, except, 616, I would have to say, is probably the biggest retailer. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but when I was in retailer groups before doing exclusives, they did everything and everyone bought from them. And so I don't think it's right, but if what they should have done was stop the sales, and whoever bought it got it. If they want to flip it for more on eBay, then stop the sales. So I don't know how many people reported on this. You showed one thing, I think, right?
No, there was like 4 people that sent me messages, and then like 3 people that I've seen that have reported on. I don't know if there's anyone new that has done it. So, but
yeah, I mean, like for a store, I mean, if you want to be a good store, honor that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see why you're still going to make money.
Well,
I mean,
during the show last night when we were talking about it, somebody made the comment, it was something along the lines of, they're flipping it, don't hate the player, hate the game. That's the life of a flipper. And I agree to the point of, if people bought them at that price, you should honor that. I agree 100% with what you're saying. I don't have a problem with a store finding out something is selling for a lot and, taking it down and changing their price. That's just keeping up with your inventory. That's what any smart store would do, But if you're 100% right in the fact that if somebody bought them at those prices should be honored.
No, what I was saying is, if you bought them from the store, you placed your order, right?
Mm-hmm.
You should keep your order.
Yep.
Like
100%.
Whatever you bought it for. Now, if they want to sell the rest on eBay, they can stop selling the books at their store and put them on eBay for wherever they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if they're raising the prices at the store too, or are they just not selling them at the store and putting them on eBay?
It sounds like from what I'm hearing, they just put them on eBay. But let's go take a look and see if that's even true. And I talked about it when we talked about it on the Hot 10 last night. I also said along the lines like, we need to hear, and hopefully 616 will say something about it because they are a big retailer. I've met them once before in Baltimore. I think that they were hanging out with Bird City, so I said hello to them. Never really had any interactions with them, but I've also heard a lot of people, buy from them and have no problems with them before. So, they should be able to hopefully say something. I don't know.
They're an exclusive factory is what they are. They do exclusives nonstop. And they're surviving. And that's very rare. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But part of the reason there is because they're selling it to other stores too. So they'll sell part of the run to make their money back. It's just a normal thing that bigger stores do. But I have to mute because my mom's calling me and she's over at the place. So
you're good, brother. No worries. Yeah, I don't see any sales on it or any up right now that I can tell. But we'll see if there's sales on this. Did anybody on the panel have any buy with them or has bought with them recently?
No, never.
Let's see here. Is this them? Yeah, this is them. Okay, so they did sell. They sold them for 100 yesterday. It looks like. There we go. So.
I just buy from Billy, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. Man. Here's a CGC. Well, it looks like they only sold one, so we'll see what happens. We're going to keep an eye on this. But one of the reasons why I bring this up is because I feel like this is one of the worst things that can happen. It's not the worst thing that can happen, but with how important your reputation is behind the scenes and over a period of time, it's the best retailers that I know always talk about how, customer service is your number one thing that you want to be good at, right? You want to make sure that your customers come back to you, that you have a good name out there, that your brand, how important your brand is along those lines. And this can be that, not necessarily death knell, but the start of, things that you don't want to be, talked about in social media and how important social media is along those lines too. So
they're going to survive this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And sometimes you got to wonder if, nothing against you, but are you part of the problem? Do you know what I mean?
I say that all the time, brother.
Because back, years ago, before I started to just kind of say, okay, I'm just going to tell these guys what they need to know, like an informative channel.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, oh, this is hot. You got to go get this now. And, oh my God, this thing's going to be fire and probably limited and blah, blah, blah. And that spread quick. And then you could see the sales on eBay immediately.
Yep.
Even though I didn't have a lot of followers, it was enough to make a push. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, are you pushing the market? You know what I mean? Are you part of it? And it triggers them to get greedy, and then they pull their stuff. But you know,
well, that's why it's also the reason why I say I don't have a problem with retailers keeping up with their inventory. You know what I mean? I would hope you do that. It's nice to have a honey hole.
Those were vamps you're talking about. Never mind.
Yeah, Vampirella Mind Warp #2 from a while ago, which the reason why it's going crazy is because it's Mark Spears' first cover. So
there you go.
Yeah. So it's a big book. And that's a cool thing too. I'm stoked for that. I'm glad that Mark Spears is taking off. I was talking with Heroes backstage about how big Mark Spears has become. And you know, we've been talking about not seeing any other artist like this have this big of a, like, I mean, he was what, like 6 books on the Hot 10 or 5 books on the Hot 10 last night. He was part of.
Hey, Brian, can I show these 2 books real quick? I picked these up like 2 hours ago, these 2 Spears books.
Yeah, which ones are these? That King Spawn one is on the,
and Spawn 356 from September.
Yeah, those are dope. I like both of them. They could
I
both
just
be.
bought both of these like an hour and a half ago for cover, $2.99.
Yeah, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
so
I would say if anything, you make sure to get it for cover, because you know the artist could die. I mean, not die, but like the heat could die so quick. And if you guys are going out there and buying books for quadruple the price.
I didn't even pay tax.
I'm just saying, well, no, you did good, but I'm just saying to your people that are watching that might go out and buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fucking
be careful,
man.
you know. Don't go too crazy.
Well, it's the same thing that we always talk about. There's no the time that you have to really make any money flipping books for spec is so minuscule nowadays.
Before it comes out.
Yeah, you got it. Pre-sales.
That's why I do what I do, man.
Yep.
Try to save people.
Yep.
Hey, Brian, remember the third print of Ultimate Batman we were talking about, the 1 in 25? That cool cover that looked like a you showed it on Stein's show yesterday.
Absolutely.
Ultimate Batman, third print, the 1 in 25.
Absolute Batman?
Yes.
I might have it right here.
Oh yeah,
I was handling it when I was at the store earlier.
Yeah, it's the zoo cover.
Heavy. It's thick book.
It's the zoo cover. Yeah, that's a cool book.
Yeah, that's a zoo cover. Yes.
Yeah, that's a really cool book. So
it doesn't even have a price on it. Yep, that's it, Billy. Yep. Billy, I knew you'd have it.
Yeah, those are excellent books.
I love that.
You know what I think? Art. You know what I think? I think Mark is becoming an evergreen artist, much like when Delato got popular, and you know you put him up with like Adam Hughes and Campbell. He could be one of those artists that automatically you're going to pick up his book just because he's starting to build a cachet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally, man. He's super busy. 90% of what he's putting out is good, really good art that I think most people are gonna like. That's why so many of his books are doing so well right now. And he's got multiple books on the cover of the year list that we've been doing. Remember, you guys, go check out the cover of the year list. We'll talk about that later in the show. But since the whole Zaf thing, I don't think that we've been really excited about an artist like this. But even that wasn't as crazy as what's going on now. Zaf didn't have six books on the Hot 10 all at once, for being how crazy sales, and a book that's been out. How long has that Bridezilla book, that first Keen Spot Bridezilla book, been out now? Like 3 months?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
3 months, yeah.
3 months?
Has it been 3 months?
Yeah, I think maybe 2 months, because they're in a second print of it, and number 2 is out. So And it's still selling for record sales. $177 raw. The 9/8 the CGC or the graded copies are starting to roll in.
$430 for a 9/8.
Yep, it's nuts, man.
Were they exclusives or just base?
The base,
Sorry,
it's just the base
books,
retailer ones.
Yep.
Keen Spot, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that'll happen when almost every Keen Spot book is damaged. If you get a good one, you're going to sell it for a lot of money.
I haven't had any damage. All mine
it's
are
a low-
perfect.
Huh?
I haven't had any damage. All the ones I bought are perfect.
Well, did
I'm
you
not a
buy it?
retailer, but
Okay.
but my manager of my LCS, he picks it for me. So
That's good, but I can pull. I can just no. I mean, maybe they learned some lessons or something, right? I don't know, but
how many damages are you getting, Billy?
dude, I'll just show you right here, dude.
Oh my god!
Man,
Look at
Billy,
that.
This is
bro.
This is part of it.
That breaks my fucking heart.
Think about over 150 of these things.
Oh my god!
And those were really hot books, right? Those were.
That's the Biden Trump thing. Homage to
And they were
X-Men
Hall
100.
of Foil. Dude, everyone, it's damaged. I mean, and the problem is they didn't replace them. That's a big problem.
Yes, it is.
And that's why I won't order from them. And most likely those books are super hot too, not only because of art, but I don't think a lot of people order Keen Spot, dude.
I have that. I have the regular Trump Biden cover, the X-Men 100 homage. I bought one when it came out from the LCS. I ordered it.
Chucky Valdez says Keen Spot books are usually trashed. He says that too.
They smell funny. They do.
So that's how they're printed.
I don't know what it is.
The regular covers usually are really crappy paper. But if they have a Hall of Foil or some other sort of book, or it says cardstock, you might get lucky. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know what they're used for the regular paper, but they might have changed their paper. I don't know.
No, I noticed it when I opened the book.
Yeah,
the smell came out like a must smell from the Biden versus Trump.
So, who's asking? Wookie Fodder is asking, can we see Hood's face? Of course you can. There's Hood's face.
Sorry,
that's why you're not seeing Hood tonight, because he can't see us. So, ouch. So, yeah, that's Trump's fault too.
Whatever, Hood. Dude,
All
these
right.
decal foils are awesome, dude.
Which ones?
What happened?
Absolute Wonder Woman #1, a second print.
Oh yeah, those foil covers.
The decal.
Yes. The decals.
Can you see it? Because I'm
Yeah.
pushing it now.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. I got another story about AI. This is from IG, from user W Willow 52. He says, "Here's a new pickup I thought I should post so people know it existed. Lady Death Deviant Nation that was limited to 100, but I'm sure most of them won't see the light of day. I assume copyright infringement using Lady Death likeness was the reason why they were taken offline. Anyways, I was quick to purchase one, and this is marked number 2 of 100. So I don't know if this is true. I haven't seen any more information on it. I'm hoping to maybe ask Brian, maybe, to, just see what he says. I know he usually doesn't talk about this stuff because he's smart. He's like one of those Jedis that, just kind of deals with what he's got to deal with. But it wouldn't be the first time that he's protected his IP. So
they definitely try to handle it before if it's crazy, and if people don't respect them, then you hear about it.
Yep. Yeah.
But you said that was AI?
Sorry, not AI. I didn't mean to say AI.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
He needs to hire that artist immediately.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Not AI. I apologize. Copyright infringement. But Derek says, whatever happened to that Spawn cover competition where that dude got caught using AI? Todd never said anything about it. That's a great question. I haven't heard anything about the Todd McFarlane stuff yet either. So even the ones that won that weren't AI, I don't even know what's going on with those. So, but yeah, this is a very interesting story. You gotta be careful out there, man. Hey, Billy, did you speaking of copyright infringement, you've dealt with that from publisher stuff. They tried to go after you for that before, right?
I went after them.
You went after them.
I went after Warner Brothers. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So they were doing a book called, well, I have my Speechless book, right?
Yep.
And I trademarked it, and then
I remember that. Yeah.
I can show you. But anyway, it took like a year and a half to get it done, and then all of a sudden, they were doing this Harley Quinn book called Speechless. I don't know if you can. This is the Halloween I just did. It was. Oh, you're looking at it right now.
Yeah.
I don't need to show you. Yeah. Anyway, you can't see it's really funny because. So I reached out to him, and because it was this Harley Quinn animated. I reached out to the artist first, and I was real nice because I saw it on FOC way out, and I said, "Look, you guys, you can't do. I have it trademarked. You can't use my name, right? Can you please change the name?" And that was my mistake. Though there it is right there, that one. You know what's funny though, dude? If you look at the number one image, not that one, the other one. This is really interesting, bro. Anyway, they changed the name to something else, but they kept it digitally. I let them keep it digitally because I didn't know. The one on that one. Now, if you open up another window and you look up Speechless number 1, Michael McComb.
Is it MCKONE, right?
MCC.
MCCONE.
You can right. You can do the second print. Right, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that's his character, right? Who's like, I forgot her, what he calls her, but she's like a joke wrestling. You see how she's holding like her finger up, number 1?
Yeah.
On the bottom.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was real interesting because then he put his finger up, number 1, with a shh, like a be quiet, shh. So I was like, okay, why is it even? It's not the same thing, right? But it's almost like, okay, where'd you get the idea for the title, and why is she doing the same thing? And so, anyway, long story short, I should have let them sell it first before, then I could have sued them.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be nice, and it turned into me spending thousands of dollars of lawyer fees just to talk to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
So
over there, they don't give a shit, dude.
what did what ended up happening with it?
They changed the name.
Well, then you did what you had to do. You protected your brand.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, the reason why I kind of brought that up and segued into that is because not the last one you did. You showed the last one you did recently, but you did the Carla Cohen Speechless, which is amazing. And did you see that new Carla Cohen cover? What was that ash can called? Everybody's telling me to put it on the cover of the year list. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure until
I'm not sure either.
No, but she's fire, bro. She's amazing.
Oh, dude, she is.
I was hoping you were gonna say, "Oh, it's the same cover, Bill." Then I'm gonna fucking freak out.
Oh no. Chat, if you remember, let me know because I wanna if you know what it is, I wanna look it up, show it. It's fucking amazing. Disputed. There we go. Is that what it is? Disputed.
I have a new book coming out next year. I'm making a new book.
What's it called?
I can't tell you yet.
Okay.
It's
worth the wait.
It's because I have to get it trademarked because it's going to be.
Of course.
The word itself is a tough trademark. I'll just put it that way. But it's a Lucio painting, and he just sent it, right? I haven't got it yet. But if you go to Instagram, you can see the cover, and you'll just shit your pants, dude. I cannot wait. I want to see this Carla one though.
Where the fuck? There it is. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. Was the other one Ivan Tao?
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's dope, dude.
My God.
That's sick.
What's so awesome is they paint them first, and then they'll take a scan, and then they'll just kind of digitally touch it up if they can. But it's almost complete painting.
I love her social media posts when she's finally putting on that clear coat, that final clear coat.
Yeah, I wanted you to see that one for the Lucio one. I call it the jizz.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. It's on Instagram.
Yeah, Lucio's. I'll tell you which one it is. Okay, keep going. Wait, stop. Right there. The top left. That's my new cover of my new book, dude, coming.
Oh, that's dope, dude.
Wow.
Wait till you see. He jizzes it so good, dude.
Oh, man.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, this might be one of his best covers of all time. When you see it in full, the next video, the one that was to the right of this, will show you the whole piece.
Okay.
But yeah, when I saw the goo, I was like, yeah, let's go. It's coming soon.
Bro, he does jizz on the book, bro.
I know, dude. It's the best part.
Wow.
Dude, it took him 8 months, guys.
Bro, who would have thought that you're buying a nut book, bro?
Dude, I'll buy his nut immediately if he sells it.
Does he sell any of his original art?
Well, yeah, I had to buy it.
Oh, you bought this?
Bro,
Did you buy the OA for this?
What if that's his fucking DNA on the book, bro?
It's the art, bro. It's a giant painting, bro.
Bro, he nutted all over his
Look
book,
at that
bro.
jizz, bro.
Do you have this, Billy?
It's in Germany right now, bro.
Oh
Bro,
my God, dude.
It's
the
on.
DNA testing, dude.
So what it is well, of course it's Eve, right?
I mean,
That one right there.
put an elephant sperm in that bottle.
So like I said, I need Eve for this book. And I told him, dude, you're Italy, bro. You gotta make a painting. This isn't your normal thing, right? You're always, but I need Eve. Think of the Vatican and shit like that.
We
And
need more jizz.
He came up with the concept of the Satan, the devil, is that chick, right? Next to her.
Yeah, for
Check out that tail, that serpent tail.
Yeah, that's wicked.
And she's all whispering in it, dude. It's that pieces. I can't wait to get it, dude.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I saved up all year just to do this last
Good
year.
investment.
So, can I ask you? Is this a book that do you have any part in writing the story, or?
I can't. It's all me.
Okay.
But
Good.
I can't tell you what it's about. I can't tell you the concept behind it, but I can tell you that it's going to be our favorite artists. I'm going to try to just get Lucio and Carla to do the whole series. That's what I'm going to try to do, first of all. And then I can't tell you what the next cover will be, but I'm starting with that. And so there's a big thing with it. It's going to be super collectible. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't. Last time I told something about Speechless, and some stores that we know tried to steal the idea. They tried to bury me. They tried to talk shit about me. They did all this stuff. And I'm just happy I had trademarked it before I even said anything.
Hey, bro, Jesus trademarked the Bible, didn't he?
The Bible is one thing that isn't trademarked, bro. But that's not what it's about. But gotta get rid of it. I can't wait to really. When it's time, dude, I'll come on the show and I'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's super cool, dude.
Hey, why don't you send me your damages, dude, and I'll press them out, bro?
They don't. The damages you could try.
Okay.
But look, I press 2, and the reason why they're damages is because even if you press it, still color break. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. If there's no color breaks, we got a chance. But
all right.
Yeah, not pressing $4 bills.
So I'm gonna get into a serious topic here, you guys. This is a serious topic. So I'm just warning everybody up front right now. So you have been warned. This is a serious topic, and this is something that we talked about last week. If you guys remember, last week we talked about this new channel, this Ranting for Vengeance channel. This person in sounds like
Isn't
the
that
UK.
girl?
Dude, no, dude, this is crazy. So that's
that chick.
Dude, it's a dude. It's a kid.
Oh, my bad.
So here's the thing, you guys. I'm going to tell you guys up front. We found out he's a kid. He talks about it in his thing. He's 15 years old. So this is probably going to be the last time that I talk about this. But I wasn't going to say much until I saw a new video that he put out. And I'm going to show you guys what it is to go way over the line and to I don't know what's going to happen after this point, but this is the type of shit that doesn't work. Okay. So there was a social media influencer that put out the same. He talked about this Ranting for Vengeance character on his social media, kind of called them out, and supposedly this is what sent a bunch of people to his site. Okay, and this is the type of shit that I don't care how edgy you want to be and how you can do whatever you want, freedom of speech type shit. This is the shit that just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And he went pretty ridiculous on his response. So I'm just going to play a little bit of it to show you guys what we disavow around here in a major way. Hold on here. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. We found our spot.
The midnight drop for sending a massive amount of people over to my channel with his insane mental breakdowns.
Like, it's so weird how, like, people who just hate certain things, you just slap the label woke into it. I'm retarded?
Thanks, bro. It's always cool to see some support from the disabled community. When you say I'm scared of black people, newsflash, you illiterate troglodyte. Everybody is.
The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
You can't stop looting and burning countries to the ground. Next time you're driving to work and you're enjoying your Marxist Batman comic, try not to get robbed or shot by your fellow brothers. To create an argument, you actually have to make some valid points. You can't just dance around throwing your arms up in the air, making weird noises like you did. It makes you look like a Neanderthal who hasn't picked up a comic except Watchmen in his entire life. Stay in your own lane and go back to anime, you low IQ mental retard. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So total disavow, fucking ridiculously stupid, absolutely stupid. My mind has kind of changed in content over the years, obviously, but one of the things that a really good friend of mine, Jesse James Comics, said to me one time is that no matter what, you want to be careful that you don't just alienate a whole major population. You know what I mean? You can get political in this stuff, but then if you take a stance on one way, you alienate a whole side of stuff. This is the same type of stupid shit, but on a totally different level that is just going to cause nothing but problems. So I don't know what's going to happen with this kid, but this is, and the reason that I bring this up is because I want to ask the question here. I don't even know if this kid is writing these scripts. He's 15 years old. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if he's writing this. This shit sounds like it's from an adult. It sounds like it's something else. So I don't know if he's, this is being pushed on him, but it gets pretty worse in here in this. And I just, after bringing it up last week, I did not see it going.
Looks like a young Timothy McVeigh.
Bro.
Dude, I just have to say two things real fast. Number one, dude, Absolute Batman's a shit.
It is.
I don't care. Okay, yeah, Dark Knight was the shit too. Okay? It's a different time. We needed something like Dark Knight again. We got it, right? Great. But second, this kid is just like every other kid that age right now on social media.
Yep.
So he's going to blow up, bro. He ain't going down. He's going up.
Yeah, but the
it's
problem...
Troll City online, bro.
Yeah, but the problem is that what they don't understand, and I get that, and you're totally right. I think that generation of kids is probably pretty similar. Probably pretty similar to how most of us were when we were kids. We didn't give a shit, right? We didn't care. But he's gonna realize at some point that the internet is forever, man. The internet is forever, and here he is saying some really stupid shit that people are now gonna have forever. And
he's European, right? European.
It sounds like he's from like Ireland or something.
Yeah, dude. They
Sounds like he's from Holland.
I think he's Irish.
He's Irish, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
but
Irish.
Yeah, it does. I do get that like Hollandy feel, like you said. I do.
Yeah.
What else?
Maybe his mother will punish him.
He gets. Here's the other thing. When I first saw his stuff, I thought to myself, okay, this kid actually maybe has read some comics and stuff because he was talking good about like the stuff that we loved. And then I started watching more of his shit, and he does get into some pretty hypocritical things, but he says some pretty interesting stuff. I don't think I agree with Billy. I think Absolute Batman's fucking good. I think this kid is probably getting scripts from somewhere, or somebody's helping him write this, because I don't know what to think otherwise. But
whatever he's doing, he's pushing the limit. Whatever he's doing, it doesn't matter where he's getting it from. He's starting to get racial now. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds to me like I honestly think that's straight out of his mind, bro, because he flows quick.
Yeah, he does. He flows. I think he has a very high IQ.
Yeah,
but she has about 165 IQ.
Nothing against our country, but
yeah,
education's a little bit better in other countries. I think. I don't know.
Well,
he's gifted.
He's got.
I don't know if I'm talking stupid stuff.
He's got 22,000 views.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Damn it. Hey, how long has he been on? That's what I'm saying though. He probably has a huge TikTok following. Where was that?
He does supposedly have a TikTok following. He does.
So he got it there for being crazy, because you can say whatever the hell you want on TikTok.
He probably started the flossing, dude.
Look at this, dude. He's in the last 30 days, and this is what we talked about. He's got 85,000 views, and
that's just
1,100 subscribers. And he's only got a few videos. He doesn't have very many videos. Look at this. That's all he's got.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's probably from over. I don't know if you can
TikTok.
look at TikTok and see.
Yeah.
But I mean, telling you, that's his age group.
What the fuck did he say? I just heard a couple of things. I mean, like.
It got
some more, right?
It got
the
pretty
algorithm
bad, dude.
pushes that shit, bro. The algorithm pushes that shit. 100%.
People love drama.
But like,
this is different drama, dude. Yeah,
I understand that.
What he's saying is going to get pushed on TikTok 100%.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is. I mean, I can play the rest if you guys want to hear it, but I'm just warning you guys.
Sure.
This is. This is
Doesn't
fucking.
bother me.
Yeah, here we go.
Not even well written or drawn. If you call yourself a comic fan, you should be reading older and better comics. If not, then go back to anime and the movies. I've triggered so many people by just having an opinion about this comic. Let's stop dodging the truth. It sucks. No rage bait, satire, or trolling. It's not a good story. In fact, it's an objectively bad one. All the politics aside, this comic is a mediocre mess. Stop having mental breakdowns because I don't like well-established white characters being changed to black. If someone made Storm, Black Panther, Blade, or Spawn white, you'd riot. Literally.
Mostly a protest. It is not generally speaking unruly. The fires have been started.
If you have some reason as to why race swaps can't be done the other way around, feel free to give the message to your mother, because I'll be over at her house tonight. So read better comics or cry harder. If you agreed, let me know. And if you disagreed, go complain to your boyfriend.
McClay, you gotta get him on the show. You got to.
Fuck that, bro. He's 15 years old.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude.
Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to screw yourself up.
Yeah, fuck that. Here's the thing: if he didn't fucking jump that crazy fucking shark, just because some dude brought him up, I think I'd be talking different about him. Like I really liked a lot of his content.
He crossed the line.
I don't agree with it.
I like him, dude.
I don't.
I think it's funny too.
I don't agree with a lot of what he's saying. You know, about how what he's saying is bad, but I like how he says it. He's entertaining. The scripts are good, but as soon as he fucking jumps a shark like that, it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Bro,
and if you look at
just that riff that he's saying, like I could so see that in like a teen movie.
Yeah.
And they're in a comic shop.
That's what I'm saying. It's good. Like, it's written good.
It's like a modern Clerk.
He doesn't blink at all. That's impossible.
Yeah, it's definitely well edited. I think he's going off, and he edits it real good.
It's fucking good, but that's the problem.
It's clean, like
his head doesn't move either.
I agree with those art, Bruce Wayne. I mean, you can see there's just tons.
He's AI, dude.
He's AI.
He could be.
Get the fuck out of here, Mike. He's not. He's not AI. 22,000 views 5 days ago.
I just saw that he only had 1,000 subs. What you said he has how many subs now?
That's how he's got 1,600 subs. He's gotten 1.1.
I thought you said he had 20,000 subs.
20,000 views.
Views.
Fuck.
On that video.
I thought you said. I almost freaked out when you said subs.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Bro, the kid needs to get to work and make some more videos, bro. He could be making some money right now.
He is. He's probably making some. I don't know. He's 15, you guys. That's the problem. Like.
Yeah, I don't even know if he could get paid. But
yeah.
Well, they could pay his parents.
Yeah, sure. Give it to mom and dad to hold for you.
Right. Hey, man, we could be funding his college, you know? Like,
hey, take your cut, mom.
Death to all posers. That's like something that a T-shirt.
He said that?
Yeah, right here.
Shit right on the back of a skateboard, bro.
I know, bro.
This guy's taking our words, bro. He's taking our shit from the 70s. Fuck this kid.
Bro, get him on the show, Brian.
I think he used to have a metal fucking channel too, because he talks about.
Got YouTube Premium.
On this channel, you receive the truth about comic books, no censored lying bullshit, and no going with what every other shill is saying about comics. This ain't satire or a joke. You will receive real metal of the highest caliber. No posers, no glorifying genres that suck. Death, thrash, new metal, no BS. Just pure heavy metal and no regard of what posers think.
God, he's so hard, bro.
I know, bro. He's
he
tough.
sounds like you, Brian.
He's tough, dude.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah. He's tough.
He could be the next you in like 10 years, Brian.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, Brian's huge, bro. Brian's like 7 feet tall, dude.
I know he is.
I remember meeting Brian for the first. He's like, "Hey, Bill." I'm like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, he's a big kid.
Like Adam Sandler. Oh my god! You know.
Joe W says he's a good talker, even if a little mean and to the point. He is, man. He is. CJ's in the chat. He says, I wouldn't have underage kids like him on. It's not. That's what I'm saying. I 100%. Am not. Yeah, I would never have this dude on the channel. He's 15 years old.
Don't sacrifice yourself.
Yeah. So, I don't think I'd be talking about it otherwise. If you know, I didn't kind of.
So are you
like,
agreeing to never talk about him again now? Is that what you're saying?
Fuck no, dude. Get the fuck
Damn
out of
it.
here. Do I think that I'm going to talk about him as much as we talked about? I literally thought this dude was going to be the next Sticky Goose. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Hey, Brian, you just got 10,000 subs right now, dude.
yeah. Yeah. By the way, we can't. This kid. We're close to 3,000. So get us 3,000 subs. You know, but I don't know, man.
Wait, hang on a second. Did he just say that the Wolverine 1 through 4 or 5 is shit?
No, dude. I'm telling you that this is what
the third one.
Listen.
What do you think when I say Wolverine? You might think of the horrible Fox X-Men movies, or X-Men 97's creator literally trying to make Wolverine gay, or the fact that he's become a really generic comic character in recent years. Well, he actually wasn't always like that. In 1982, the first Wolverine solo miniseries was released, and it may be one of the most underrated superhero comics of all time. To fully understand how good this comic is, first you have to look at how Wolverine was portrayed before this solo story. I haven't read all the Uncanny X-Men comics, but from what I have read, Wolverine is the team hothead who occasionally went berserk, kicked ass.
So he talks about this like it's great, like we all think it is.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Well, he's right there.
So that's the problem, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like, he's fucking himself by getting mad at somebody and taking a major shot. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's gonna blow up, bro. Watch. Just keep your eye. He'll blow up.
I guarantee there's gonna be more people talking about him now. But I definitely don't want to bring him on. So not until
he's the Comic Tom of Europe, bro.
He might be, man, but he's fucking 15.
Oh, Jesus.
Wookie Fodder says, Irish are crazy. I married one.
Those redheads, man.
Yeah, fucking A.
In bed.
So you can only see his shows on TikTok?
No. YouTube.
YouTube. I was just curious how big, if he had a big TikTok channel.
That's a great question. I don't know. Let's take a look.
It
you know, I say I'm not going to talk about him, but here I am fucking basing half the drama alert on him.
Yeah, you did say that. You weren't going to spend much time on him.
Yeah. Raging Arrogance. What is it called again?
Something Vengeance.
Ranting for Vengeance. Irish Vengeance. Ranting for Vengeance.
This son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is, for sure. For sure he is. Look at this. Ranting for Vengeance. No, maybe he's not.
Well, he's taking the Conor McGregor approach to YouTube. You know, being rude and brash, and that seems to, like you guys said, it's all that negativity. It attracts a lot of viewers.
See if he's on IG.
100% it attracts a lot of viewers. That's why like drama is such a big deal. Look at this. You put in Ranting for Vengeance on YouTube, and he's got a lot of followers, or he's got a lot of hits.
It's a good name because, you know, they're key words. The keyest.
Yeah.
Ranting, vengeance. I mean, come on.
Why?
Someone types in rant, he's coming up. But
see,
he needs a fucking spanking.
Yeah, an American spanking.
Yeah.
I'm going to change my name to Rant Hood.
From Frank Miller.
Rant Hood.
Let's see here. Speaking of drama alert and Frank Miller, you guys, I know we all loved Frank Miller, but what the fuck is going on with this bullshit right here? Frank fucking Miller.
Dude, they need to let that guy let him retire in peace.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I might be the only person that loves it.
Do you? Do you love this?
I just, dude, I can't. We're talking about Frank Miller. Dude.
I know that's the problem, bro.
It doesn't matter what he does. He could draw a fucking lion, and I'd be like, you know what? He's
bro.
I hate, dude. Sin City, bro. Fucking Wolverine, the old school.
Bro.
I mean, he's God,
bro.
Yep.
But
What
there
are
was
the lines on his legs, dude? Like, bro,
Billy.
he looks like a fucking wildcat, dude. Like,
Billy.
what are we doing, dude?
Yeah, I love that.
That the ranting for vengeance stuff is so good because he talks about Frank Miller with such high regard, and that's why we love him, right? This
is that my new best friend or what?
This is the Frank Miller that we fucking love.
Yeah, that's Frank Miller. Bro.
Yeah,
I think that's
I don't
part
know
Joe
what that is.
Rubenstein, just Joe Rubenstein too.
Yeah, you're right, but
Frank
Miller,
he's kind of like Frank Miller's like handicapped now. So it's,
yes,
he's if you look at the way he holds a pen and
yes,
I like that Wolverine dude. I don't know why.
Rob Liefeld talked about that on one of his shows. He said, every artist hopefully gets to that stage in life where they're in old age, but they will not be able to draw anymore because they probably won't be able to hold a pen that well or this and that, and their faculties go. And Rob said, I want to do as much as I can before that happens. And I have a feeling he was talking about that because of Frank Miller. Look how bad that is. That's ridiculous. Right, and there's more. There's another one this week. What's the other one, Billy?
No, stop, please.
Come on, guys. You know you love it.
What's the other one this week?
I know someone ordered something from me that was a 1 in 100. Ultimate Universe 1 in 100, I think might be one. Ultimate Universe 1?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I know someone bought it from me. So.
Ultimate.
It's Ultimate Universe ... 1 year in. It's coming out like in a week or two.
Ultimate Universe. Yeah, it's on FOC tonight, right? Or today?
No.
This week. No?
No, it was a couple weeks ago. It's a couple weeks ago. You just have to type in Ultimate somewhere else.
There's another.
Oh, there it is.
Right
Wait,
here.
what's that?
Right here. Look at this.
There's one. Is it you and Bubblegum? What's going on?
Dude, you guys are gonna trip.
I can't wait, dude.
Huh? What?
Oh,
Galactus.
Dude, that is so dope, bro.
What? Huh?
It's better than the other one.
Bro.
I can tell Red.
Bro.
Better than the Loves Miller, bro.
Is
it's an Earth Moon bubblegum or something. Oh, he's holding the Earth. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. The Earth and the moon around it.
It looks like someone is taking a shit, dude.
Frank Miller has gotten the JRJR syndrome, where everything looks like Sin City nowadays. Like everything for JRJR looks like Kick-Ass. It's fucking. And Sin City was badass. Like that art, that style.
Who's telling him that this shit is good? They're all like, "Oh man!"
I just think you can't turn down Frank Miller because he's Frank Miller.
Dude, they don't care. They don't care. They just shouldn't make it 1 in 100 though, because no store wants to sell 100 books to get to a piece of shit.
They,
you know what I mean?
99 just so that they don't get it.
Oh shit, that's funny. That's stupid.
Yeah, and tell them absolutely. I am making sure. Please, I'm not ordering 100.
So this is the one with this badass Ryan Brown, right? So you got that as one of the covers. You got the Stephen Platt sketch that he colored.
I love that. I love that one. So I just want to tell you guys something. If you're not following Ryan Brown, you should. Let me tell you why. He was doing little paintings for a while. Okay, like stay right there for a sec. He was doing little paintings and selling them online like 6 months to 8 months ago, right? And everyone's passing on them, or they would buy them. Maybe I don't know. He's probably selling for like $2,000 or something like that. But they were small. Now Hulk cover from my last week before. This Galactus was one of them. So if someone bought it, they got a cover.
Yeah.
They didn't know it, but they got it because he saved the digital file.
Same with this one, Billy.
So-
This was a Stephen Platt sketch that he did at a con.
Dude, I love that.
Dude, look at this. You're going to trip.
Wow. Wouldn't you be stoked if you were the owner of that sketch?
Oh my God, bro. Check this out. So we talked about this. I remember, look at that.
That's dope. That's not a normal sketch, dude. That's
It's beautiful.
I love how he
Gritty.
puts, I love how he puts human made, no AI in all caps.
Oh, shit.
Billy, you got to get rid of those damn heat presses, bro. Get a dry mount press, man.
I don't have time to press, bro, but I agree with you.
Man, I'm going to send you one, dude.
That's gonna cost for expensive, bro. But okay.
No,
You heard it.
hey,
you heard it here, guys. He's gonna send me one.
Think about you, Billy. I think about when you were cracking
Those old videos.
Those man, dude, and you were shaking like, oh my God, it was like so sinister, dude. That was
What, to
like
crack a
so
book?
fucking epic, bro.
Are you talking about the test video?
Yes, dude. When
Nice.
when you cracked open a CGC and sent it to CBCS and then sent it to PGX or I don't know what order, and you were like, oh my God, like somebody was gonna like kill you, dude.
I thought I'd get in trouble, dude. I did. They put me in. It's the most famous thing. So
It's a different
for me,
Ryan
like
Brown. Wrong Ryan Brown.
Yeah, not with the E.
Yeah. No,
Um,
that's.
Yeah, Ryan Brown art right there.
Yeah, that one on the top.
It was there.
You had it right there. Go down.
Hey Billy, what was that time you found
There.
that guy he had his storage stolen from him? All those badass comics and you
Bro.
caught him?
I worked at a store and like it came through. I ended up getting fired from that store because I was trying to help the guy. It was so stupid, dude. I was trying to help this guy. He had the best
Ryan, I'm going to
Batman-
step out for a sec. I'm going
Hi, Mike.
hit the cam here. I'll be right back.
So they stole an entire locker of Batman stuff, and some of them came through Arizona, but it was from like Florida. And I got to see him. And so anyway, long story short, at the very end, after a year, the guy finally gave him back. They like signed some paperwork so he wouldn't do any time or anything. And so he just wanted his books back, right? Because there's millions of dollars of Batman.
What? So explain this again. Can you? I don't remember this.
So it was like the biggest Batman heist of all time. The dude had every Batman and they were all slabbed, highest grades, everything. And long story short, oh man, I don't want to go through the whole thing. I just remember going to the police station in Phoenix and getting them out of 5 of them. They were held there, over $100,000 of comics, and sending them back to him. I was so scared sending 5 books across the country. I was like, oh my God, it's $100,000 of books. But he had stole a whole unit, a whole
1.4 million stolen from storage unit.
Oh yeah,
Boca
that's it.
Raton, Florida.
Oh.
Look
Yep.
at that.
And then
I
once
remember
he got,
this.
you know what's messed up, bro? Once he got them all back, guess what he did? He auctioned them all at Heritage.
Did he get them all back?
He got every single one back. I can't. Fuck it. I'm going to tell you what happened. So they knew that they stole it, but they couldn't prove it. They had some cameras on them in the storage facility and stuff like that, but they couldn't prove it because they covered it up when they were bringing it out. And so, long story short, the guy got arrested for something else or he was trying to sell them down here. And there was a bust with Samurai Comics. And they caught the guy and they went to jail, but he wouldn't say nothing. So the owner had a lawyer like go talk to him over and over and say, look, we will sign this stuff that you will not be charged if you give us all our stuff back.
Fucking A.
And it took forever. And he finally did it because the kid was realizing he not getting out if he didn't do it.
Yeah, he's fucked. That's a lot of money.
They kind of scared him, but they couldn't prove it either. He had 5 books on him out of the whole Batman run.
Dude, you
If
see
I
that there was a
recall-
Batman 592?
Dude, I had those books in my hand.
Oh my god, bro.
Dude, they were like restored. I had like the first Penguin in my hand. One of them was
9-4
like,
Batman 9 off-white.
dude, it was amazing seeing them in person. I did a little video. But when I went to get the 5 books after a year, they released it. He didn't want to fly down. He wanted me to send them to him because I've been helping him the whole time. And I went down there and there's people there going, there's people there like getting their bikes back and shit like that. And there's all these like dangerous motherfuckers getting their shit because they just got out of jail. And you have to go get your shit from the like lockup thing. So I'm sitting out there waiting. Eventually I come up and said, you guys, listen, I got to pick up these things. Here's what it is. And try not to say what it is. And then they're like, after an hour, they're like, come to the side door. They're like, you should have told us sooner. And he hands me this bag with 5 slab Batmans. They were the last ones that he hadn't received. They were the ones that came to Arizona. Everything else was still in Florida. All the other stolen stuff.
Yeah, I remember this because Jesse told me that he went into Jesse's store and tried to sell them too.
Yeah, he hit everybody up.
Yep.
I remember when it came into the store I was working at, and the owner called me up. Check these out. And I looked at him. And I looked at the guy. I'm like, holy shit, these aren't this dudes. There's no way.
Wow.
I gotta answer this, my guy.
This is unbelievable, dude. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
Billy fucking caught him, dude.
Do you still have that video up on your page?
Sorry, I'm on the phone.
You're good. You're good, brother. So, I remember this. Jesse told me about that. He sent that to my site. JT says he just ordered the Mark Spears signed numbered 100 off of Billy's site. Shout out to Jim at Collectibles in the chat. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, Jim?
Good to see you. Sequential Geek, Igor. Shout out to boy Igor. Brad Selvin, of course, Ethan Long, Ken Bass, Smokey Collects. Everybody in the chat right now, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. I always say in backstage that it's going to be a short night, and it always turns into a long night. Justin Nemesis Prime was giving me shit because in the green room I said I'm gonna just have it be a short night tonight. I'm gonna go do FOC and all that stuff and yada yada and try and be out of here soon. And he goes, yeah, you said that last week. It was a 4-hour show. So you guys know how we do this. We got to end Drama Alert the right way.
Can you hear me out there? Hey man, don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
And we're back. All right. FOC. Speaking of Billy's FOC pre-order page, we'll go check that out here in a second. But we got to start it off with our boy Lefteros, and who does those great write-ups for Cover Price 2. I like his shortened to the sweet 5 picks. And we'll start with more Absolute. Absolute Wonder Woman number 3 is on FOC. Just buy it. It's decent. Check it out. Detective Comics 1092. First full appearance of and cover of Asema.
It might not be the first full. I'm just letting you know. But
Okay.
it most likely will be.
Who is Asema? Do we know anything? It looks like a cool character.
There's been a couple cameos in the last 2 issues. He's like a dude from the past of Batman. And Batman keeps saying there's no way it can be him. Like they haven't revealed why, but he probably killed him or something a long time ago. I don't know.
That was one of the interesting things that that Ranting for Vengeance kid said that made me think about Absolute Batman was that there was that beginning in Absolute Batman where he talks about trying not to kill people and he blows up that whole building. We'll talk about that blowed up destroyed building here in a second. Anyways, Mark Spears Monsters number 1 3rd print, you guys. We're getting 2 third print covers. We're getting this one and a homage to Nightmare on Elm Street. So just continues to show you how crazy this book is. Heroes, like we were talking about backstage. I don't think I've seen anything as crazy as this. I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe Peach Momoko craziness. You kind of talked about it being similar to Walking Dead when Walking Dead first came out. Like, this is nuts, man.
I don't know, man. He said this wasn't. I asked him earlier if this was going to be ongoing or is it limited. So he says the plan is, I think, up to like 8 issues, and then he says, but his hopes are to continue going beyond that. So,
yeah,
I'm all in on it. I love it so far. The story, the first 2 issues are great. The artwork is great.
Yeah,
you know,
it's good.
This is Mark Spears here. I'm going to be drawing till my hand falls off.
Hardest working. We got the 2 hardest working men in comics, in Mark Spears and Tony Fleece, who have jumped on the Hot 10 recently. So pretty dope. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be anything like Walking Dead. I hope it is. I hope it, puts that much on. It's as good as that. I don't think we were comparing it to that, but for pure craziness of like everybody talking about a book, this kind of feels like, I mean, I don't know what else to think of other than that. I remember when Walking Dead, you'd walk into the comic book store and the new issue would be out and people would just read it real quick at the shop and all stand around talking about it. Dude, did you see this? Did you see this? It was crazy. And, this is so far kind of worthy of that.
So the read is amazing, or is it the art? This is where I'm getting confused.
All of it.
Yeah,
the story is clean. It's great.
But are these about past monsters like werewolves and things like that, or is it something
classic
new?
monsters.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry,
They're depictions of the Universal Classic monsters.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
so basically, they're stealing. They're doing what they're doing here.
Yes, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But they're doing it at Keen Spot.
Yes. The interesting thing is also he writes it too. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he writes and does the interiors, bro.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the interiors.
This is all him.
He had to be sitting on that for years, bro.
He was. Billy, he tried to go to every publisher. He hit up every publisher, and every single one turned him down except for Keen Spot. And he had up to 8 issues already in the can finished. He said, they're all done.
Yeah,
dude, he has a trading card set that's insane, and I'm surprised you don't see more of it. But it's a really, really tough set to get. It's probably tougher than his Kickstarter books.
Hey,
Derek,
is that true, DT? He better not go on Renovision, bro.
Oh, I hope he goes on any show he can, bro. That's one good thing about you guys.
He's been on Renovision already.
He's already. I don't.
2 weeks ago.
Hey, Mark,
Go check
quit
it out.
going on Renovision, bro.
He was on for the whole show.
Who's Renovision? I know them by Steal Your Vision.
I'm
Steal
going to
Your
talk to
Vision.
Mark. That'll be
Steal
his
Your
last
Vision.
appearance on that show. I'm going to talk to Mark. We got his best interest in hand.
You get him,
Like-
Hood. Go get him, Hood.
I'll take care of it. I'll take care of it, boys.
It's done. It's finished.
Derek says all digital. No. So I asked him that. I said, what's your drawing process? And he says he'll usually start on regular paper and in that medium, and then he'll transfer it over. Kind of like Billy was talking about, like where some artists
Almost everyone does that.
Yeah.
Almost everybody does.
And they'll tighten it up. So he does have, and the reason why I asked that is because I wanted to know if there was original art for a lot of this stuff. And you can
that's
see,
why they do it.
Yep. And you can see the OA on his Instagram page for the bride variant, which is cool. But yeah, here he is. This is you can see it says drawing, but now he's moved it over. So
No, I'm just kidding, man. Like, he can go on any show he wants.
yeah, we
man.
know you're kidding, bro. We know it, brother.
I don't want it to be a thing.
But hey, that doesn't change anything. Fuck steal your vision, till it's over. Period. Fuck those guys.
He's got covers that go back a year ago, and I've been chasing them all down while everybody's paying attention to other things.
So this was his first.
This one right here.
Oh yes.
Make that bigger. I want to see that.
It's the Headless Horseman from
Beautiful.
2023.
Oh wow.
Good for you, man. That's beautiful.
Dark Horse.
And then there's.
Whew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's fucking fire, bro.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of stuff, and like I said, everybody's all about the monsters, but he's got some amazing covers from last year.
Here's the set you're talking about.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I want to find out who he goes through to print his cards, because I want to get cards made for Beyond Wednesdays.
You can do it down here at the
same place you go. Yeah. Okay.
Where Brian goes.
The Opera, Bridezilla. I don't know what the fuck.
Look at that. That
is.
one's good.
It's Ready Comics. Just call them up and
look at that. Hey Mark, let me know. I want to do a Beyond Wednesdays variant. How do we get that done? We need to. We were talking about it last night. I don't want to say what we want, but there is something that we might have to convince you to do for us. But I think it would be cool to do a Beyond Wednesdays variant with Mark. That might be our first variant here. Billy, I always said that I wanted to do a variant over here, but I want to do one where it's like short print run, like 250 or less. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 250 is good.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah.
Dude, he's even got a bunch of Power Ranger variant covers.
I heard about that. Yeah.
He's got a thing with DC. He's doing a bunch of Action Comics and Green Lantern covers. He's got this Svengali cover.
Hint, Mark.
It was a one shot.
Yeah. This one, that is a dope book. That's Svengoolie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he's got a boatload of covers that he did for McFarlane on Spawn, all the different Spawn titles.
Yeah,
he did most of those.
He did the four first covers for McFarlane were those 4 new books, right? Remember, this is the one that he's getting ready to do. Hopefully. I'm trying to find those.
The Batman 423.
There we go. There they are.
That just came out.
These are his first Spawn covers right here. Did all these.
Oh, those are the first ones? Okay.
1 in 25.
I have that King Spawn at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I got that for cover like 3 weeks ago.
And, like Nick says in the chat, he's doing Dynamite covers now. If you guys didn't know, he has been announced to do his first Dynamite cover, Thundercats 8.
Yeah, Thundercats, yeah. Wow.
I'm surprised no other publisher picked him up.
Yeah, me too.
Isn't that crazy, bro? He told this story about how, he would go to these publishers and some of them would just say no right off the bat. Some of them, they would talk to him and, it just didn't work out. But I imagine there's a lot of people out there that are just like that, and it's
I'm
good.
Curious why he didn't even just make his own publishing company and sell it through Lunar. It's not hard to do.
Well, what he did, Billy, is he did it. He said, "Screw it, I'm going to go do it Kickstarter." So the first run of Monsters was done through Kickstarter on the really small print run. Yeah, that's how I find out about him. So I found out about him, and he did this Kickstarter, and I was like, I'm going to just jump in and I got the biggest one because you get to get all the covers. And he hit me up when it was about ready to come due, and he goes, "Hey man, I forgot to send you out some covers. There was some stuff that I didn't put in there that I need to get back to you." I would have never known, you know what I mean? If he wouldn't have done that, because I'm so aloof, you know, that I would have just not realized it. But that kind of made me go, okay, I got some respect for this guy for doing that. Like, I would have never known. He could have said nothing, and I probably wouldn't have even realized it. And he sent me, you know, the extra books and stuff. And then then Keen Spot hit, and we started talking about it just because of that Kickstarter, man. It was good shit. But he sounds like a really cool dude. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I like rooting for people like that. Like, I was listening to Torrin Clark or reading something Torrin Clark was talking about how he didn't, you know, catch a break until he was in his like early 40s. You know. So it's crazy.
When did you join this Kickstarter?
I can't remember. Whenever it first when it first happened. Those books are going crazy. Those books are going crazy right now, I believe.
Well, thanks for letting us know. No,
I did. I told everybody. I told everybody multiple times on the show.
Did he, Joe?
He sure did. He went over. I think it started with.
I believe.
Who was that artist that you like, Brian? The cartoonish kind of.
Oh yeah, Jay Stevens. That's what it started with. You're right.
So you were going down that rabbit hole, and that's when you found Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at these, and these ones.
You gotta pay attention to Kickstarters, man. They're starting to put some heat out there, man.
Look at these. These are limited, super limited. This one's it's a metal. It's limited to 15. Somebody got it for 200. This one is limited to 5. Somebody got it for 250. Super limited. This is one I love right here. Look at it. $709.
Love your frame covers.
Yep. So anyways, yeah, they're selling for a grip, and I don't think I'm definitely going to keep most of them. I don't think I'll sell any of them, to be honest, but you never know.
One thing I respect about Mark Spears, like, he didn't give up, and he just kept fucking grinding, dude. You know, and
push through.
I think that's what Todd really appreciated too, you know, because for Todd to give you a chance, the first thing he says is the work good. That's the main thing. That's what Todd always says, is the work good. And the work is good. And so he said, man, I can't say no to this guy because the work is good. And Mark just kept fighting and fighting, and that's what you want. And you want to support people like that are, you know, and he jumps on shows with us, and, you know, he just keeps it real, and he's not a scumbag. And in this business, there's a lot of scumbags out there, man. There's a lot of assholes. This guy's personable. He's the guy you would see at a con, and he would do a remark for you and probably wouldn't charge you. You know, I mean, this guy is going to blow up, man.
Look at this, you guys. This is, he put this up. He said, part of a submission I did for Spawn, Marvel, and DC back in 1995, almost 25 years ago.
Someone in the chat saying he has a new Kickstarter starting on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Mark. I'm going to take a look at that.
Yeah, he told us about that like about a month ago.
Yeah.
So like y'all gotta, like, everybody keep an eye on these Kickstarters, man. There's some sleeper ones, and Blue Green is real good at finding some hidden gems too. So you might want to hit them up at Blue Green Artifacts. You know, what are some good Kickstarters to keep an eye on?
Bro, he put one today. We're gonna get back into FOC here in a second, but I just want to show Blue Green put up some posts today.
Is this cornbread?
I don't know if it's cornbread, because I don't know if you can find them. Hold on, look at this, Pac-Man.
Ooh,
this is like the original Pac-Man instruction booklet or something. Pac-Man arcade game instruction book, operator's manual. Look at that.
Wow.
That's fucking badass.
Wonder how much it costs for the Atari logo.
What are you talking about? This is from back in the day.
I'm saying, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
mean, you got to pay royalties. Atari's still in business, by the way.
Well,
They're not
this
out
is
of
from
business.
Atari.
You got to pay for that. You got to, yeah. But you can't just make a book and use the Atari logo and name.
Atari made it.
Nope,
Mike.
Bro, it's slabbed, bro. It's slabbed.
Yeah.
It's from the 80s, man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It's slabbed.
Oh, my God. I need new glasses.
Yeah, look, and he put up another one too. Look at this. This asteroids one. This is a operator's manual of asteroids.
Are these all Tony's books?
Yeah.
Wow.
45-year-old arcade operator's manual.
What's going on? They're slabbing manuals, or what are they, comic book size? I don't understand.
Yeah, the magazine size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a magazine expert.
So Tony finds hidden gems.
Yes, he does.
And he picks up a book and he's like, man, this should be slabbed. And that's his kind of mentality. You know?
I didn't know CGC did that. I didn't know they're mag size.
And they'll slab. It's a book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't know what size it was.
It's crazy.
Hey, that's what she said.
You got me.
All right, here we go. Continuing with FOC, new champions #1. So this is that team of all those new characters. Now, I'm glad Billy's on because Billy would be one of the best people to talk to because there's nobody out there that does what Billy does on Economics and Comics YouTube page. He actually will give you information about actually what's going on in the books with the characters, his thoughts on it, rather than what we do where we just take a look at the cover and read what Lefteros says about it. He'll tell you all this on his YouTube page. So you should know probably more about these characters than we do. What are your thoughts on all these new characters that they got? This is where that Amaranth.
I don't care about any of them except Amaranth and that the
Phantasma. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah, agreed.
Amaranth's pretty new. The Ghost Rider chick's been around a little bit, but she's hot for some reason.
She's cool.
But
design.
honestly, there's new champions. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but this is the type of thing that turns into Kamala Khan and Miles Morales and Sam.
I ordered one copy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying don't buy it. What I'm saying is they should have said ultimate new champions would have sold.
Yeah.
You're right.
Here's Rogue Savage
I
Land.
ordered 3 of those.
Hood. Did you see this?
Me? Yeah.
The
No,
Virgin
Hood.
one is awesome.
New J. Scott Campbell Savage Land Rogue.
Mama.
That's what I was looking for.
Mama.
He did one like this before. A couple years ago, he did a rogue just like this.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but I think
I've got a few of them.
I don't doubt it.
Actually,
I love this. I love the font on the book. How about that?
Okay.
Savage, bro.
Rogue, man, because
Ultimates #8, first team appearance.
Dude, he didn't even show the 1 in 25 Lozano on there.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
God.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. New Ultimates team, new Guardians of the Galaxy in the new Ultimates #8 issue. So
look at the pooch, bro.
It doesn't look like. Yeah, that's Cosmo.
No.
Batman, Absolute Batman 4th, and look at the second printing of #2. That's awesome.
Both of those.
Both great. And then these are the Chrissy Zulo, Winter Wonderland.
And by the way, he didn't put on there. They're making the Pinotion a foil, bro.
Are they?
The absolute. You'll see it at my store.
Find it. Let's check it out, Brian.
Just go A to Z, bro, and you'll see it. These are that's the best sellers though right now. But
so I love this dude.
Right,
that looks so good,
right,
bro.
The one down below. Oh yeah,
Nick Tragoda.
That's the interior page.
Right there.
Oh,
2 second print cover C, Dan Pinotion.
That's Ariel Diaz. Look at that.
Yeah, that was dope.
Wow.
The Pinotion was the hot one from like a week or two ago.
They're doing a foil of that, of the Pinotion?
Yeah,
the Wonder Woman.
It's right there.
Where? Oh, right here.
On the top. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Second print cover C.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't put that on there.
Foil of that.
Well, that's just the foil's a pre-order now. So
I saw somebody. Well, I'll talk about it another time. But Very interesting things that I saw about Panosian the other day. Speaking of Mark Spears, here's looks like hopefully a wraparound cover for Action Comics. Is this going to be a wraparound?
It looks like a connecting of some
Yeah,
sort.
maybe a connecting. I think that looks good with the spirits. Who's that character?
It's a
Aether?
connecting cover.
It is a
Bro,
connecting
that's
cover.
fucking badass. Dude.
Yeah.
Sure is.
It's gonna have all the good
I'm gonna
guys
see
on
if I
one
can get
cover.
that.
And
Fuck. All right, Billy, I'm headed to your shop right now.
I think another Joe won that FOC prize. I was looking at it. I think it was a different Joe.
Oh, kiss my ass, bro.
Look, that cover's sick right there.
This one right here? Yeah.
Yes, dude. I love that.
Wow.
Okay, Bob.
I got all excited, dude. I thought I won the FOC contest. So what's your last name? Nah, you didn't win.
Go, see that Marvel that you Rivals one you were just on, the black and white? They're doing some covers like that. I think they're kind of cool, dude.
Is this a video game?
They're yeah, I guess, but Venom Vanguard, I don't know, but there's
Looks
a
dope.
bunch of different Rivals covers like this. They're pretty cool looking.
Yeah, I like that. Did you guys see all the? Did you guys see all the Fantastic Four variants they're doing? This is so dumb. I think I hate to say it. I'm just over it. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, some of these are out already, right, Brian?
Not yet.
No? Could have sworn.
That's not out yet.
This one's terrible. Oh God.
Looks like he's taking a dump.
It's terrible, dude.
Oh Jesus.
Raider Nation. I would say the first print 1 in 100, bro. Because more people buy. I think now that book's so hot that people are buying a lot of the second, third, and fourth prints. They're going to keep going, but the 1 in 100 will be the hardest to find, probably.
Dude, believe it or not, I kind of like these, dude.
I'm just tired of it, dude.
No, these are different though, man. See, I'm digging that.
I kind of like that one just because it's the thing. Like
I like the robot one. This one's interesting. I like this one right here.
That's funny, dude. I like
that.
Dude, that's good.
Flaming hemorrhoids. Nice one, CJ.
Flaming hemorrhoids, yeah. This X Factor one's kind of cool too.
I'm telling
you guys think
one of these books is going to be a hit, and we're all going to be sleeping on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do you think that new Ultimate Wolverine that's coming out is going to be hot?
Yeah, because people will just jump on anything, bro. Like that. You know what I mean? That type. Look at the new host for Venom.
Well, the Ultimates are good though, dude. That's actually decent reads. You guys not look at that one. I love that one.
I do too.
That bottom pencil, sick, bro. I love that.
Yeah.
Is that the Trump thing?
Yeah, that's
the Trump shimmy.
Good, man.
Oh, look at that. I like that.
I'm guessing that's Mark Brooks, but no. Chichetto? I can't.
No.
I can find out, but I can find out if you want.
I like that one. Here you go. Dark Knight Returns. Santa.
That's cool. I should have put a little puke on that one. I didn't realize it was a homage.
Ryan Sook. I like Ryan Sook. That's actually a really good image of Black Canary in the mirror. Fucking 7 pages this week. Look at this one.
Yeah, it's a big week.
It's getting worse and worse, dude. I don't understand. Because we're getting close to there's going to be a
holidays.
couple week break around December.
I forgot to mention about it in Drama Alert because speaking of that 1 week stuff, didn't Diamond not send out new books this week?
Yeah, something happened.
Yeah, I heard some rumblings.
I'm getting pissed
from
at
LCS owners.
Look at how
got an
good
email.
Lyrics Lee's art has gotten. She has just really upped her game.
Dude, been all over her for years.
But
Dude,
she was so much of an art germ clone.
Garrett Chu, man.
They're all art
part of
germ.
that crew.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all in the art germ family, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Kendrick Lim and Warren Lau though.
Yeah, Lim is.
I don't think Warren Lowe is. Lim has been those two, Lim and Lowe. My God, they do the butter. Bro.
I know.
Nick Barrucci said that they're FOCing 2 weeks worth of books because of the holidays.
Dude, Nick, they've been doing 4 weeks. I have books sitting over here. Every week I keep putting it into another box because shit don't come out to the 1st, the 9th. It's ridiculous, bro. That cover's sick.
I know, and it's a connecting. Tyler Crook. I've never heard of him.
Dude, that's pretty cool. Dude.
Right?
Tom, that's not true, Tom.
LCS didn't get their Marvel books this week.
Maybe you're LCS, but probably because they ordered from Diamond, not Penguin.
Yeah, that's what it is. Diamond, yes.
I got Marvel books this week.
I hate to say it, but if people are still ordering their Marvel from Diamond, they're insane.
Oh, here's the other one. Look at that.
Yeah, that's what it was, dude. It's a rip.
Yeah, so Bleeding Cool was talking about that. Let me find that.
Dude, that looks like a stealing from Ryan Brown art, bro.
It does kind of look like Ryan Brown.
I've seen Ryan Brown did a Wonder Woman cover. I was in kind of like in the mix with Ryan Brown at that time when he did it. It was so sick.
Next week,
deceased.
Yeah, deceased.
You want me to get to work on it to see if it's stolen?
Yes, bro. Deceased Wonder Woman. I'm gonna start jacking off.
Check it, Brian. Check it. Deceased Wonder Woman. See if
you'll see a similarity, but it's not the same body angle.
This is the Diamond thing. It says next week's comics will be delivered by Diamond a week late.
They're always a week late anyway.
Warehouse transition. So if you remember that they're shutting down that Plattsburgh warehouse.
Isn't there a mail strike in Canada too? The post office is on. I mean, that might have something to do with a lot of things.
Yeah, it might.
No, they like you said, they're moving warehouses or something.
Brian, you didn't say nothing about that skull cover to the right.
I haven't got there yet. I like this one here. This Stephanie Hans.
Yeah, I like that.
That Elektra design is so good. Her new costume design is Daredevil. It's really good.
Polybagged.
Here's another one.
That Penosian Vampirella Holiday thing, dude. He messed up, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's
this is
hot right there.
So DC Horror presents #3 Francavilla. Awesome skull cover.
That's nice.
Here's the Minor Ding hood. Wolverine. No, that's not Minor Ding. That's
the Marvel.
Andy Park. Is that Andy Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy Park. I thought Minor Ding was doing all those.
Too.
No, that's a Minor Ding, dude.
Is it? No, it says Andy Park.
On the bottom.
It says Andy Park.
Oh, it says Andy Park?
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was Minor Ding too.
I mean, it might be. They just could have typed it wrong. I mean, it's my site, but I copied it direct.
No, you're right. It was Andy Park, Billy. The signature said it was. DuckTales, Dust to Dust, the J.G. Jones stuff.
I think you guys should pick that up.
I do too.
That's the one indie this week that I even said on my show. Let's check it out.
I like it. Yeah. I like the variant. Did you see the variant for this?
Like a 1 in 10 or something like that?
Yeah, dude, it's so good. Here's the gargoyles. I love how they're doing this winter special because it looks so good. All the color palette they're using. I like that. Geiger number 9, Ryan Sook. G.I. Joe. I don't like that. Look at this Torrin Clark. Fucking awesome.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I read that. Is that the Green Arrow? I'm outside right now.
Yeah.
I read the last issue. It was okay, dude. So I think it possibly could be a first full appearance of that freshwater killer.
Yeah, this one's got the first appearance of that freshwater villain.
I'm not sure though, because they've been cameo. They've been cameoing like crazy, like multiple issues. For all like DC's stepping it up, dude. I gotta be honest.
I agree. 100%. Marvel's lost their shit recently.
Well, they have the Ultimates, right? And
yeah.
They're doing good with that, but then the DC's like, okay.
I love this cover right here.
That's cool. What's going on with grommets these days? When's the new issue coming out?
There's
6 just came out.
It's coming out next week.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's see here. There is the Mickey Mouse Disney stuff.
I'm over that, dude.
Yeah, I am too. I've been over it for a while, I think. And just got tired of it. They kill it. That's cool. That's a cool Namor cover.
Wow. Flaming Cannonball.
That's cool. Ooh, there's the Art Germ Amaranth. Here's the new Champions Rose Besh. That'll be a hit.
Yeah.
The variant for that. They'll probably do a 1 in 100. All right. Dodson. Power Girl. Mercado is awesome. That's a great cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really like Mercado, dude.
So do I. Red Coat Wraparound Hitch. I like this red coat right here too. That's a cool storyline. I like it. Rockefellers. I haven't read that. It's supposed to be good. Look at this Adam Hughes.
It's okay, dude. I went through it. It's okay. What is that one show that where the family went in space?
Space Family Robinson.
Yeah, it reminded me of that, but like dimensional.
That Adam Hughes is fucking badass.
Yep.
Once is it a foil?
Yeah.
Yeah, once it's foiled, dude, it'll even look
$11.
way better. I have to, dude. They fucking charge full price.
I know, brother.
I think that's a good deal, though. I think
I do too.
Here's
people
the
are asking 12.
Nick Bradshaw is fucked up. There's something wrong with her face.
Fucking Jesus.
I like this one. Dodderman.
Yeah, there's some good Savage Lands. The Lozano you didn't look at. I don't have it on the site yet.
Kari Andrews.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
Ooh, look at that Saga. That's a cool cover.
Ooh, wow.
Sam Wilson, Mr. Garcin variant.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, the Novas that we talked about was better. Sentinels. Oh wait, what is that? Wills Portacio?
That's a homage, I think. You think?
That's interesting.
That's Rob Liefeld cap homage, maybe.
I don't know. It isn't an homage variant.
I might say on that after Liefeld.
Mark Brooks. Is that Mark Brooks? Yeah. Ghost Spider. That's weird. She's in a weird position. Something off about that. I love these old school.
I love those too, bro.
Yeah.
I love it's like that Batman 1 in 25 we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It feels like those little ads, you know, by
comics.
a Space Monkey or whatever.
I watched there's a really good documentary on YouTube about those type of things and what they actually were, and they were all complete ripoffs. There was one it was supposed to make everything you look at sparkle, and it was like like $1.99, and when you got it, it was just 2 pieces of tinfoil that you taped on your eyelids.
That's sweet, dude.
Oh man.
Grifters will grift.
Yes.
Hey, I got to step, brother. All
All right, brother. Good talk to you, Mike.
Thanks for having me on. Bye, guys.
Later, brother. All right. Here's the ultimate stuff in Hook Lee. We talked about that when we first saw it. It's interesting. I like the color palette on that. All right, Vampirella. Here we go. Here is the Panosian. What don't you like about it?
You being honest? Or?
I know what it is. Yeah, there's something up with the face, dude. And what's up with the like hair? It almost makes me think it's hair.
I feel like Panosian grabbed a cover he did 20 years ago and just submitted it.
It looks there's something up with the face.
I don't know, man. Maybe
it's not colored. It doesn't look as good as his colored stuff looks so much better.
Dude, in the last year and a half, he is a monster right now. And I just don't understand. I think he just wanted to go for the more classic, like Frazetta feel on this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Hey, listen, sometimes the best artists can take a swing and a miss. And we talk about that all the time, you know? He's been killing everything else. I didn't like his absolute Batman and absolute Superman and absolute Wonder Woman variants. The first ones he did where they were full body. Yeah, Nick says he kind of wanted to do Jose Gonzalez. Yeah. He did try something different. Comic Journey likes it.
It just reminds me of Frazetta. I don't know.
It's just there's something off about it when he doesn't do when his stuff's not colored. There was another one that he put out recently that isn't colored that looks off. There's yeah. There's Hood.
Dude, how about that Vicarious cover, bro?
Which one?
Cover A.
Oh yeah,
Panosian.
Now this one right here.
Panosians.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that is sick.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's whatever he does in his coloring thing that helps it. Does he do his own coloring?
That reminds me of that chick, the singer or whatever.
Yeah, Rihanna.
Yeah, the Super Bowl where she's like doing singing stuff up in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, here's the Void Rivals stuff continuing. You got Pythona still going on in that.
Rihanna. Can I just say one thing before you get finished? Because we're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
Look, guys, I know everyone has their local comic book stores. There's a lot of people that don't. Okay, they have to order online. Give me a shot if you're interested. I'm plugging myself. That's what she said. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I pre-screen everything. If there's a problem, I hold it. I get replacements. Blah 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 blah. But I do an FOC contest, which no other store does, right? So everyone that orders during FOC, right? Those order numbers I randomize and do a video on Tuesday. One person wins like a bunch of ratios from that weekend's pre-orders. So like I'm giving away free books to one person every week. Cool stuff. So if you're interested, come on by. If not, that's all good too. But I wanted to let you know there are options if you don't have a local LCS. That's
Amen, brother. Amen. All right,
I'll vouch for Billy, man. Like all the books I ordered from him are crispy, man. So, and I do have an LCS, but like I like my books fucking mint.
Near mint plus all day. Yep.
Yeah, and so like when I get from there, the shipping is impeccable. So, and that's just me. Like I don't want to be at my LCS like looking, and every single book has an issue with ticks and shit like that. Like Billy takes all that work out of the equation. So that's just my opinion.
I appreciate it, and that's the truth. It is the truth, though. Couple of things, real quick. Someone asked if I do variants. We're just looking at my store, bro. That's everything.
Yeah.
I do exclusives. We're going to do exclusives for that new book, Lucky Devils, in a week or two. And that's the guys that did 8 Billion Genies. That book's going to be hot. I haven't done a store exclusive, image exclusive all year long because of my mom, but we're doing one for that. And then someone asked if my mom's doing okay. I appreciate that. Yes, she's at a group home. 3 weeks ago, we did a swallow test and she passed.
Fuck yeah.
So
dude.
it's been 6 months. She can eat normal food now, but very carefully. So
I haven't talked about it on this channel much, Billy, because I didn't want to speak for you.
No, I appreciate it.
But,
yeah, I mean,
Billy's been going through some hell recently. Billy, just real quick, you don't have to get into it. Just tell him what happened to your mom if you don't mind. I don't want you to get to it.
She had brain surgery in her midbrain, and he paralyzed her vocal cord, and she had a tumor in there. And so it was next to something called the vagus nerve, and it controls like the whole left side of your body, right? And so he paralyzed her vocal cords. She couldn't eat for 11 weeks. She couldn't talk. Then she went on a pureed diet. They just mush like a baby. And that was 6 months ago. And now it's been a couple days and she's eating normal now. With, you got to keep an eye on her. But she's also dealing with some dementia and some dizziness because they couldn't get the whole tumor out. And so, she's at a group home now for a while, and I'm trying to get her back home in a couple months, hopefully, with someone that can live there with her. I don't know yet, but she's getting better.
Little wins, man. Little wins go a long way, and I'm really happy to hear that. And I know a lot of people that have been following it are really happy to hear that for you, brother.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate that too, because you've talked, you've reached out, and it means a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
But yeah.
All right. There is a couple other variants that we talked about. This Chuma Hill one. Chuma Hill is hit or miss.
100%.
Yeah. This is the 1 in 25 for Black Canary. And then there's that lyrics. All three covers are they're worthy of checking out. That's for sure. Let's see here. There is a.
What the hell is that cherry?
Oh yeah, dude. There you go.
Look at that.
Look at speaking of.
Yeah.
Look
at that jizz all over, bro.
All over, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all over.
What is going on?
It's crazy,
bro.
It's crazy, dude. Daredevil Joel Jones. It's got to be a wraparound, right?
It's a lot
Real
of
quick.
jizz on this show tonight, dude.
Real quick, Grellian. Basically, you order whatever, right? And when they all get here, I ship it all out at once. That the shipping is based on weight. So you pay whatever the shipping price it is, and if got 3 weeks worth of books, when they all get here is when I ship it. It's just like that.
There was something else. Oh, this Ashley Wood
20
Batman.
Bro, he said $20 for that Cherry Virgin on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
That's cheap, bro.
Yeah. All the DuckTale variants are good this month, like normal. Just such a nostalgia hit. Let's see here.
I'm not trying to go against Dynamite in any way, but I can't get on board with the whole.
A lot of people say
it's
that
not for me, dude.
all the different variants, all the each
it's
different
like it's
one.
all Disney, not the ratios.
Their IPs.
Yeah, I can't get on all of it.
I can't believe that they've gotten as many
almost
as they've
50,
gotten.
bro.
Yeah.
Like
they got a new one coming out soon, another Disney one. I think it's good for them, man. Listen, obviously we're all big fans of Nick, and but a win is a win for me, especially for those independent publishers, right? They need those wins, man, because
no, I get it. It's a win, but think about this though. How many of those do you think are selling? Dude, I'm telling you right now, I don't think a lot sell. I have a store.
Yeah, that's a great question.
How much is he losing is my question. How much is he losing when you have 30 different variants? Because he's got to pay those artists.
Yeah.
And what if they don't sell? And what if they don't qualify to get the ratio? I don't know how you survive that.
I think that's also another reason why they do those interesting ratios. You know, those 1 in 7s, 1 in 15s.
Thanks, JT.
Here's the Lilo and Stitch stuff.
I always say Lilo, and my friend Mike McComb, he's a co-host on my show, The Artist. He yells at me every time I say Lilo.
There's all the Disney Marvel stuff that's just as tiring.
What about that Mirka Miles? What do you think about that?
Which one? This one right here.
Well, the Koyo's good, but what do you think about that one? Yeah. That's okay. Never mind.
It's not that great. I like the design. I like this one though.
Koyo kills Spider-Man poses. He's a monster at those.
And I love how the city is in the
Black Panther.
Yeah. That's a great fucking cover. The coloring is great.
That might be a really good issue too, by the way.
Good. He's still got that bloodlust, right?
Yeah, he's got this vibranium suit that he made for him, Black Panther made.
Mm-hmm.
And he shoots out vibranium webbing. And whenever he gets the bloodlust, it like turns on and it takes away the lust.
Oh, that's cool. There's the Rose
That's
Bash.
gonna be
Yeah,
probably
1 in
a hot
50.
cover.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. Huge.
That's what she said.
There's the Art Germ Amaranth, 1 in 100, which is the same as the other one. Momoko, yuck. I'll show everybody.
That's pretty good for Momo, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty sad though that we have to say that now for Momoko.
Well, I kind of always said it. I wasn't a huge fan, but I think she's gotten better actually.
Yeah, I agree. She's gotten
There's
better.
that 1 in 25
right here.
Savage Land, dude.
Here you go.
My God, that's
Hood.
butter, bro. What a pose.
Look at how badass that looks, man. But she's in snow in the Savage Land.
I need her to carry me.
That's kind of cool, dude. How he's.
I just like the booty stance, dude. It's perfect.
It'd be cool if it said Satanica in her hair. Here's the 1 in 50 of Pena, which is good too.
That's sick too.
Yeah.
That reminds me of old Savage Conan or something.
Animation variant, which is terrible because Magneto and the animation look goofy as hell. Here's the Raphael Albuquerque 1 in 25. Okay. It's not terrible. CJ.
I love that Albuquerque cover, man.
Yeah. What up, CJ?
I couldn't resist jumping in.
Good.
You guys glanced over that whole. What's going on, guys?
Hello.
I couldn't resist jumping in because. What? I have an echo? Fuck the echo. All right, it's done. You guys were talking about the Disney stuff and the Dynamite stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys glanced over a little bit. Here's what's going to happen. And people are going to be really fucking pissed. Really, really pissed. Because what Billy said, every single store has overstock. I got Midtown Comics right by me. You know how much overstock of that Disney crap they have of all the variant covers? What's going to happen with all that? It's going to get, they don't know how to unload it. It's going into the 99-cent, 50% off bins being knocked out. Just too much at the same time. I like the fact that Dynamite is making money. I like to hear independents making some money right now, but too much is going to kill the market, and that's what they're doing right now. It's too much, and I also don't like the fact that they're kickstarting a lot of this stuff.
Well, I think that
Dynamite is a company that shouldn't be kickstarting.
I think they have to do that these days, dude. If they don't do that, they just can't put out the stuff. Like, I think that the crowdfunding is a must in order to keep your doors open these days. Like, you don't have to do it all like what Dynamite and Skybound and Boom
when I
have
called out
done.
Nick on it, he said, "No, we don't do it because we have like, listen, if you when is it going to be the point where you don't have to do it anymore?" He's like, "We don't have to do it. We do it because it makes sense to give incentives and exclusive." I'm like, bullshit. You want to borrow people's money in order to put out your book. I don't see Dark Horse doing it.
Yeah, but
well, maybe that's how they raise the money to pay for all the covers.
Yeah.
You know, let's just be honest with it. I'm not going to be mad at people for being honest.
Actually, I would love you to come on, chat, Nick, and talk about this. This would be a great conversation. Let's do it.
He's in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I'm super interested to understand the printing of it because
I'd love to hear why. Like, I want to see Kickstarters be left for the reason of allowing small startup companies to get out there. And once they get out there and they make a reputation for themselves, then they move on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the crowdfunding, to give people a jump start. I hate Hasbro doing their stuff. I hate a lot of the companies that do the Kickstarters. I like supporting this stuff. And I wish Dynamite did more original shit. At one point, they were doing a lot more original shit without IPs, and I like that stuff.
Yeah.
I wish we went back to the boys. I wish we saw, they do Vampirella, so I like the Vampirella, but, I want to see more boys kind of stuff for them to do.
Nick, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thanks for coming on, brother.
My pleasure. Anytime.
So, there's been a couple of things that have come up.
Being harsh on you.
No.
CJ, be harsh if you want. I have no problem with it. Hold on. Are you hearing me twice?
No. Do you have an echo?
I heard an echo, yeah.
It went away.
It went away. CJ, hey, you can be harsh. You're a fan. You're allowed to. I have no problem with that. It's all good.
I like your product, and I want to see it grow. And I don't want to see people get sick of it because of too much.
Nick, let's talk about there's two things that came up. One was the how hard it is. You even put in the chat that it's hard to kind of keep up with this, and all these different IPs. Let's talk about, you've kind of really made a big jump picking up a ton of different IPs. What is the thought process with Dynamite on original stuff and, picking up already created IPs?
Well, look, it's a balance. Any publisher wants to, if at all possible, release as many books that the company owns as possible. The company owns the IP. But there's always a lot of factors. Like CJ was saying, he'd like to see more boys. That's a Garth Ennis, Derek Robertson property. We're never going to say to them, "Oh, if you're not going to do any more boys, I'm going to get somebody else to do it." It took Garth 6 years from when Boys 72 came out till he did Dear Becky, because he was waiting for the right story. So as a publisher, on some level, you want to work with creators, especially when there's something that either they are the originators or if there's somebody who's passionate about something. There are a couple of properties that we've been publishing where until a creator tells us they don't want to do it anymore, we continue to work with them. I'm going to throw out Christopher Priest and Vampirella as a perfect example. Priest is the longest running continuous Vampirella writer ever in their 55-year history. He's been writing the ongoing Vampirella since 2019. And Priest has always been cool with other writers. But if Priest ever said to me, "Nick, for a while, I want to be the only Vampy writer," we'd be shrinking that just to his series. I mean, I love working with Tom Snigowski. Priest is the longest continuous writer. Tom Snigowski is the longest writer, period. He's been writing Vampirella for over 30 years off and on. But I'm jumping around here, so I want to get back to this. Look, we've come into a unique position and this isn't me trying to break my hand, patting myself on the back, because I'll say this. I want to say the most important thing. This company is run well because I'm lucky to be working with a lot of great people, a lot of great editors, a lot of great sales and marketing people, production people. You know, to be blunt, I make the comment, you know, I get to put my name in the press releases. Everybody else does the real work. But you know, it's a team effort, and we're in a really fortunate position right now where a lot of IP holders have come to us to say, we'd like you to publish these properties. Now, there are some that we say no to because we don't think we can do it right. But with Disney and Warner Brothers, we've built up this relationship where we've been really successful, and we're trying to put out comics that the fans want, but also put out comics that creators like working on. And you'll see us have some characters come in and go out. Like we had Darkwing Duck for 10 issues with Amanda Diebert. She did a great run. And then we had Negaduck and the Justice Ducks.
Yep.
And now we're back with a new Darkwing Duck series with Daniel, but also Tad Stones is involved.
Nick, can I ask you a question? I don't mean to. I didn't mean to interrupt, but something in my head.
Go ahead.
So I just two things. Do they pay you? They pay you to publish it? Okay.
No, we pay them.
Okay. So I guess because then I was like, now I understand. But okay, but now I don't. So my question is, look, I'm a store, and I don't know if you watch my show. Every FOC, I go live and I show every book, kind of like what Brian's doing here, and I go through it all. Everybody, Dynamite and everybody. And so my question is, being a store and seeing what people are buying, and I'll just be totally honest with you, people buy covers. So Lucio Prio, Ivan Tao, Thundercats, Lucio Vamp. There are certain books, Carla, Cohen. You have amazing artists on your team, okay? And they're my favorite artists. I worked with all of them on my own book, right? But for the other stuff like Lilo and Stitch and DuckTales and stuff like that, I don't get a lot of sales for that book, those books, if any. So what I'm wondering is, how do they stay alive? What am I missing? Do you have, like CJ was saying, he goes to Midtown and they have a full back issues of all of these books. Are they like signed up to over order for you guys? Or what am I missing where I don't understand how the book is still going?
Sure. I think I can answer that to a degree. I don't have all the answers. But look, let me just say one thing. The most important thing for a publisher is to have books on the shelf. There's no way we're going to pick up new readers if there are no books on the shelf. Retailers cannot. There are retailers that are in a financial position where they have to sell out that Wednesday. That's just the position they're in. And I hold no grudge against them. I'm not upset with them. I want everybody to do what it takes to make money. I think the one thing, what you're asking is, and if I say it wrong, just tell me I'm saying it wrong. But what you're asking me is, if it's not working for you, how's it working for Dynamite? How are we making money if you're not seeing the money? And what I'll say is that there are retailers that excel with our books when it comes to Vampirella and Red Sonja, Deja Thoris, John Carter, Army of Darkness. And there are retailers that excel with our books when it comes to Lilo and Stitch or Darkwing Duck or Gargoyles. And then there are retailers that excel with our books when we have something like Thundercats or the upcoming Silverhawks.
Yeah, and I understand that Thundercats and Silverhawks will kind of fit in with the Vamp and the other stuff you're talking about that's extremely successful. But like, like we're saying, the Lilo and stuff like
The
that.
more
So
kids
these
style
retailers that you're
books.
talking about that sell these books, are they more like stores that maybe aren't a comic book store, or they're like another store that would offer stuff for younger kids and they buy a lot of it because they sell to younger kids?
To some of it, yes. So let
Okay.
me just add one more little thing, because you're asking about the variants and the incentives. So one thing we do that hardly any other publisher does is we will do incentives at 7 copies or 10 copies, because we want the smaller retailers to be able to have an incentive to make more money. Mail order companies, now keep in mind, Midtown, the physical stores in Midtown, mail order, 2 separate businesses, right?
Okay.
But 25% of our market is mail order.
Okay.
Mail order retailers will not buy anything at FOC. They will not buy any bonus covers. They will not buy any FOC incentives, because their customers already ordered it, their books, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks before that, when previews closed. So all the extra copies we sell are almost entirely to brick and mortar retailers. And we try and incentivize small and big to stock as much as possible. The other thing that we do that not every publisher does is we make every one of our number 1s and every one of our number 2s returnable, for the same reason. We want more copies on the shelf.
I understand.
And so a retailer might order, let's say,
Like
30
100 or whatever.
Well, I'll go with 30 because they're smaller retailers. A retailer may order 30 copies of a book, and will have qualified for 4 copies of the 1 in 7 incentive.
Yeah, I get it.
3 copies of the 1 in 10, 2 copies of the 1 in 15, 1 of the 1 in 20, 1 of the 1 in 25, 1 of the 1 in 30. And retailers are making more money with that, which is great.
And don't forget the FOC,
Well,
the FOC ratios too.
Sure, but
or no, is that different because of what you were saying?
Well, let me just finish what I'm going to say. So a retailer may order 30 copies, but he over ordered, let's say, by 15. Let's say he knew he had 15 sold, but the fact that it's returnable and the fact that he gets the incentives, that encouraged him.
He can make more money. I understand.
15 more. So what might happen is, let's say that retailer sold an extra 5 copies of the 15. Those books get returned to us. So we not only pay, refund the retailer their money, but we actually have to pay a fee for the return.
So what happens to those books? Do you what does that screw up?
Those get destroyed or given away if they're.
How does that affect print runs?
Well, I mean, your print run is your print run. You don't know. I'll say 2 things about publishing. One, you don't know what's going to be returned if you make a book returnable. And I'll say the one really funny thing that I say to everybody, and people laugh, but it's true. Half my books lose money. I just don't know which half till the numbers come in. I mean, that's just, as a publisher, we need to make our money where we can to be able to keep the entire line going. Like, I don't want to say any specific titles, because it may come across as the creator, maybe, the execution wasn't there or whatever. But like, we had a book that was supposed to be 6 issues. The creator really wanted to extend it to 12. We knew we were going to start losing money with issue 8. At that point, you could just see the projections, because no matter what, you've got diminished returns. But we wanted the creator to be happy, so we wanted him to finish telling his story.
Yeah.
Let's see, but why so many? You don't need 5+ covers to sell a good book. 6 Gun, I will say one thing, man. We've tried doing less covers. We really have. When we did Shannon Mayer's Siren's Gate, we only had 1 cover on the first issue, sold really well, but on issue 2 and 3, retailers just were like, well, it's only 1 cover, so if you had 5 covers, I would have quintupled my order. It's like, a problem is we've created this market, and no retailers want to. There are very few retailers that want to, at that point, take a risk. Now, different books are published for different reasons. For example, like Lilo and Stitch, by the way, sells well. Before I get to say what I'm going to say, Lilo and Stitch does sell well, but like a book like Lilo and Stitch, when we do a trade paperback, we sold 16,000 copies of the last trade paperback to Walmart alone.
See, that's the thing I'm missing. That's the thing that I'm missing is like back end stuff, other places that you sell besides comic book stores, stuff like that. It all makes sense now to me. And I understand the ratio game, even though most of them are the same cover, just virgin or black and white or whatever. And I understand now why you do it, to give a store an incentive to buy more. If they sell a couple of ratios, they've made more than enough. And the possibility if they won't return them, they'll just leave them on the shelves, the regular covers. I understand that whole.
But even if a retailer, even the retailer, say, who returned 10 copies of a book, he made money on the 20 copies he sold. I have the opportunity to pick up 5 more readers than I would if they're happy with the book. The FOC on number 2 will then go up. You gotta, the most important thing to remember is, as a publisher, we want readers. Do we do the covers because covers sell? Yeah, we have a lot of people who buy our books for the covers and don't necessarily read the books. Look, when we were doing Peach Momoko covers, or a few other people, like when Peach Momoko did a cover, I had an issue of Vampirella that was selling 18,000 copies. Peach did a cover, jumped to 30,000.
Yeah.
And then the next issue went without a Peach cover, went back down to 18,000.
Yeah, that was definitely the drive there. I mean, I remember I have people come to the store and they just clean me out of whatever Momoko I have.
Well, speaking of that, let's be honest. You also got a new guy jumping on with you, Mark Spears. That hopefully we can, we'll see that same type of jump on some of these books if possible. I mean.
I hope so. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, right? There's some, and I'm optimistic. When I got on the phone with Mark, like I wanted to get him on a couple of books, and the enthusiasm he had for the books we publish, I honestly could not believe how excited he was about so many titles in our line. But when it came to Red Sonja or Vampirella, like I asked him about those, it was like, I already did a cover for each of those, so I'm not interested in doing. He was polite, by the way. Let me emphasize, he was polite. He just said that's not a passion for me. A passion for me is Thundercats, Silverhawks.
Yeah, he's a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things we're doing that we haven't announced yet, because we're gonna make, Mark right now, a lot of people are using him for incentive covers only. We're gonna put some of his covers on main covers, the A through E covers, because I think fans deserve the opportunity to buy some of those covers at cover price. But he's also been a really good guy. Like I asked him, I said, look, if you would consider it as, I asked him about Green Hornet. He's like, yeah, I don't have any fondness for the Green Hornet. Again, everything I'm saying, he was really polite about. I want to make sure I'm saying this, but he looked at it and said, don't have nostalgia for it. And I was like, well, look, if you can think of something to do, I would really love for you to do just at least one cover for Green Hornet, Miss Fury #1. And he thought about it, and he thought about something he would be happy with, and he did it. And that goes back to working with creators. There are things that we're doing with Mark that, yes, will be incentives only or FOC covers only, just because of where it's at in the system. But when it comes to Silverhawks, he's actually going to end up with #3 and up, be one of the main cover artists. Because this way, he gets more attention in previews. He'll actually be one of the call-out covers, not just an incentive. And hopefully it'll help him, too, to grow his audience. I mean, look, he's doing a great job right now. His monster book is a monster, and I'm happy for him. And he's such a nice guy, too.
Can we talk about crowdfunding? Because, Mark is also known for his crowdfunding. You have the backer kit going right now for Stray Dogs. It's only got 63 hours left. It hasn't hit its funding goal yet. There's a couple questions I want to ask about crowdfunding, but I want to start with this. What is this a problem? Is this something, do you think you're going to be able to put these out ever? Like, this actually blows me away that this hasn't funded. What are your thoughts on this backer kit not being there yet?
Well, I'll say, just like I was saying with comics, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. This one is blowing my mind. This will be the first crowdfunder that fails, if it fails. Let me answer the one part of your question first. Even if this does not get funded, we're still making these.
Awesome.
We have a commitment to Tony and Trish. We have a commitment to the fans and the retailers. If this does not fund, we're still making them. We approach every Kickstarter or backer kit or whatever platform we're using. By the way, I'm saying this, if anybody can support this, I would really appreciate it. Obviously, if you think you'll like it. But we view crowdfunding the same way we view publishing. When we publish a book, like I said, I won't know till the numbers come in if a book's going to make money or lose money. And sometimes you'll make money on number 1 and then 2 and up will lose money. But no matter what, we put the comics out because we've got a commitment to the retailers and a commitment to the fans. And we have to respect the retailers and the fans by putting something that we promised out. Because let me pick a title I don't have anymore. Highlander. I don't want to pick a title I have. Let's pick a title I don't have. If we solicited Highlander and it did poorly, that means more likely than not, 75% of the retailers didn't support it and didn't think it was going to be a good title for them to stock. And they ordered the bare minimum, if any, right? But the 25% of the retailers that went out of their way to order copies because they had faith in the book, and their consumers who had faith in the book, they deserve those books. So we're going to put them out regardless. On this backer kit, hopefully we'll get there. I'm hoping Eric Stevenson at Image, I reached out to him on Friday and he said Image is going to help promote it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I think on Monday, hopefully he'll help promote it. I mean, he will. He said he will, and hopefully that'll be good because obviously that's where the biggest audience is. Tony and Trish, just believe it or not, their social media isn't as big as you would think it is.
I know, it drives me crazy. I don't understand it, Nick. I think that's for a lot of creators, that their social media should be bigger and they're not. It's very interesting.
It is.
Because a lot of people are not good at the look at me.
Yeah.
They got to get themselves out there more.
Yeah. So the one important thing is these will happen no matter what, because even if this is the one project that's not funded, these will still come out. Fans will still get them. We'll email the people who signed up for this campaign when they are ready to ship, and then we'll take care of it. We'll address it, but we are going to go through with our commitment. I mean, something has to be dire for us not to follow through on something. It has to be really dire. And then
can I jump in with something just based on everything?
Yeah,
you're
I'm
about?
actually going to answer your question because you were the reason why I came in, CJ.
I'm sorry about that. I'm usually the reason I get people pissed off enough to jump in, but
CJ, you don't piss me off. I got to tell you, I like the fact that you're frank. I like the fact that you shoot it straight from the hip. I'm all good with it. It's funny. I'm probably, I have a lot of publishing friends. Like when they see a bad review, they get pissed off at the reviewer. I'm actually different. I look at a bad review and I'm like, well, either we didn't hit it on all cylinders, Maybe there's something we can learn from this comment, or maybe the reviewer is just an ass and we move on. Who cares? So CJ, you can always criticize. It never bothers me.
So that means I'm not blacklisted when I try to pitch one of my IPs to you.
Nah. There's
All right. Works out well.
The list of blacklisted people is very small, and they would have had to have done something that actually hurt the public. And there is a small list of those people.
So I want to ask about two things about crowdfunding. One, if you don't mind me asking.
Let's let CJ finish his question.
Oh, okay.
So here it is. My biggest concern with your company and a couple other companies that do on a smaller scale than what you do as far as with the IPs. I think it's great that you have the IPs. It generates income. It brings in a new attention and a new crowd to your publishing company. But I really seen so many companies over the years that got so deep into the IPs, did so much stuff in the IPs that lost the identity of having their own owned titles. That once those IPs went away, because you know, just like anything else, there's nothing forever if you don't own the actual characters and the titles. Like, do you have a creative team at Dynamite that sits there and you like brainstorm and talk about, hey, here's a great idea. Do you think this could work? Maybe we should get this artist and this writer to put together this script or something like that. Do you guys have that going on there as far as trying to generate new ideas and new IP?
Yes. It depends. We have them, but then it always depends on whether or not we can find the right talent to do it. Like when we did the series Control a few years ago, it was a short list of creators that we wanted to work with. And the short list of creators was Andy Diggle, and Andy Diggle. And it took me like 6 months of talking to Andy to get him to write it. But it was like procedural. It was right up his alley. You know, he was just perfect for it. And it was a project we didn't want to move forward without him. He had 2 6-issue stories in them. And we do own it, and Andy has participation. And unless one day Andy says, I never want to write this again, we're just waiting to see if he wants to come back. So, but you are right, CJ. It's a terrible balance because one wrong move can cause a domino effect to screw everything up. And it's a balance of which properties we own, which properties we have a great relationship with, and which properties we license. Right now, the last 2 years, retailers and fans have been more interested in books that are based on existing IP than not existing IP. So we are leaning into that right now, only because that's where the market is at the moment. But I mean, that doesn't mean we won't take a risk. We have put out some books that are not licensed, and some of them have worked, some of them haven't, and we just continue to move forward. Circling back to your first thing about doing Kickstarters and that it bothers you that a publisher like us does it, or you know, I don't want to say any other publishers. I'll just say, but we do the Kickstarters and the backer kits and the other platforms for different reasons. We just
please explain that, because that's the part that really I don't grasp. You have the capabilities of being out there as far as the brand recognition and putting it out there yourselves. The Kickstarter platforms, the Indiegogos, those kind of platforms are really meant for like companies that, you know, are no names at this point. That was the essence of these platforms.
That still is the essence of the platforms. It truly is. But what I'll say is that I will give you different reasons why we did a few Kickstarters. So when we did the Gargoyles Kickstarters, we took the Marvel material that they published 30 years ago that had never been reprinted, and digitized it, reworked it to turn it into a collection. And then we got the 2 slave labor series to turn into collections. The thing is, because we did the Kickstarter, had we not done the Kickstarter, we would be releasing one of those books a year for over the course of 3 years. But because we did the Kickstarter, once we fulfill the Kickstarter, we can actually release the books one a month into the comics market, and comic retailers will make money much more quickly. And the books will be better because of the money from the Kickstarter. We were actually able to do a few enhancements and make the books bigger, yet at the same time keep the price lower because of the money from the Kickstarter. Now,
Well, that was the other question I was going to ask you. Do you think that by doing the Kickstarters, it's violating the LCSs and
no,
the
I think
retail?
it's helping. I think it's
Okay.
helping, and I'll tell you why.
Not that I have mercy for them, but I'm just saying, maybe. You know?
No. Listen, look, if a retailer gets flustered, listen, not every retailer carries everything we do. There's a reason why Amazon and Barnes & Noble and Books A Million and Walmart and Target carry our books, because not every, and obviously it's selective. Like, you know, Lilo and Stitch was a big Walmart play. Walmart is not carrying Vampirella, neither is Target, but Books A Million and Barnes & Noble and Amazon are. I look at Kickstarter like this. 600,000 people a day go to the Kickstarter discovery section. They are looking for something to back. If they want something from whether it, you know, Charles Soule had a Kickstarter. If they want something from Charles Soule, they're going to go with Charles Soule. If they want Gargoyles or Dynamite, they're going to go with Gargoyles or Dynamite. We are giving them a choice, but the people that want to support creators will always support creators. And there will be consumers that come to the Kickstarter who do not want to pledge ahead of time, who would rather wait and buy it from their local comic retailer, but they were exposed to it by seeing it on the Kickstarter. Kickstarter is great for marketing in that way. To give another example, the Transformers trading cards that we just did, and I think that took in $285,000, which is a monster number. And the cards did better than we expected. We're taking in almost 3 times that through all the other markets. And when I say all the other markets, like Diamond is taking $100,000 worth of cards. It's our best-selling cards through Diamond, I think, in 24 years since we did the Witchblade Millennium cards. We've sold them everywhere to card collectors and distributors, at Dave and Adam, but we also sold it to like Target in Australia. So one thing that the Kickstarter allowed us to do, we put 110 parallel cards in the boxes. Had we not done the Kickstarter and had the reassurance that the Kickstarter money would help us pay for that, we couldn't put those bonuses in there. So because we put in the parallel cards, because we put in other chase cards that we never would have been able to afford to do, the comic retailer and trading card retailers now have a better series of cards to be able to sell to their fans and make more money. And the Kickstarter we did ended before Diamond FOC'd the trading cards. And even with the $285,000 we took in on Kickstarter on the Transformers trading cards, our orders at Diamond more than doubled. We were at $45,000 in trading card sales with Diamond. At FOC, we were near 100,000. So even though we did the Kickstarter, I don't know how much of that were consumers saying to their retailers, we still want this. And I don't know how much of it is just we did a good job and it just did better than we expected. All I know is that everybody is making money and we had to stop taking orders because we were overselling, and we had to just say we're sold out. So, and I'll throw in one more thing. We were talking about losing money on not making money on the. Hopefully, the Stray Dogs is going to get funded. The reality is, our break even on Stray Dogs is $50,000. So, one of the reasons why all of our crowdfunders have been successful, they've always been funded, is we have a public goal and we have an internal goal. So, for example, just to use Gargoyles again as an example, Austin, best Kickstarter is Kickstarter. That's funny. For example, when we did the Gargoyles, between digitizing all the material, acquiring the material, going through the approvals, handling all of the back and forth with printers, licensing fees, Kickstarter fees, Fallout, everything. What we really needed for that Kickstarter to be at break even was $450,000. And I'll tell you why it's $450,000. One, you're always going to have 5% fallout from whatever. Like, you've got $285,000 there on the Kickstarter. Only $270,000 of the credit cards went through. 15,000 didn't go through. Whether it's people who changed their minds and cancel, whatever, you're always going to get a 5% or so loss in revenue right there. So that brings us down to $270,000. Then you pay, Kickstarter takes their 10%, so you're down to $242,000. And then there's manufacturing, royalties. I mean, the Transformers Kickstarter needed to do $200,000 to break even, but that's only because we were doing the 110 holofoil parallel cards. Sorry, the 110 parallel cards. Plus, I think we put in some metal cards and a few other things that we wouldn't have done. So 200,000 was our break even. But if you look at it, our public goal, and we tried to be cute, we were going to do $25,000, but we decided to do $19,840 for 1984.
I like it. Yeah.
But it's a little bit of a story. You're saying something to the fans. But if this thing did $19,840 and we would have lost 5%, which means $19,000, and then 10% to Kickstarter, which brings it down to $17,000, and then royalties, we would have taken it on the chin, but we still would have moved forward with everything we promised all the fans, all the retailers everywhere. Because once we launch something, we have a commitment, and the commitment is to the community. And the day you decide that the only thing that matters is that final dollar, if we would have put that at $200,000, which is what we wanted to break even, it would have been foolish. And if we went to 190,000 and we missed it by 10,000, we would have disappointed too many people. The one thing I'll throw out there for you guys, and this isn't, I'm not looking for you guys to feel sad or play the smallest violin in the world or anything. But if you look at all the top 7 publishers in comics, outside of Image, and even with Image, a few of the people there are owned by companies. I mean, Todd was able, Todd is Todd. And we all know Spawn sales weren't where anybody wanted them to be. But when Todd did Spawn 300, he turned it all around.
Well, you bring up Todd, Nick, and he just announced he's got this new Kickstarter going for these new crowdfunding going for these corner box toys he's doing. He's doing the crowdfunding straight on his site. So another situation where crowdfunding is causing these items to get made.
Exactly. But because Todd has so much money, and the guy's a genius. I have so much mad respect for him. He was able to take the toy money to reinvigorate Spawn, and he did something. You know, I always found it to be brilliant what he did. Like he said to J. Scott Campbell and anybody else who was a high-profile artist, if you want to do a variant cover, you got to draw a few pages for me, though. And like J. Scott Campbell drew a few pages. He reinvigorated Spawn like crazy. And that's the whole thing. You know, it's about taking the money and reinvesting it. But I'm going off on a tangent. I apologize. But Marvel is owned by Disney. DC is owned by Warner Brothers. Dark Horse is owned by Embracer, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. Boom had big investors, plus had an investment by Fox, which then got acquired by Disney. But now they sold to Penguin Random House. IDW is owned by IDT Holdings. I mean, we're literally outside of some image people, you know, and obviously Robert Kirkman has Skybound. Outside of we're the last man standing. We have no corporate allegiance, no corporate shackles. I can make decisions based on what's best for the creator, for the company, for long term. You know, there's how many of you guys know what Wawa is, out of curiosity?
Wawa?
Yeah.
Like the 7-Eleven kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, and Todd actually did an interview. He said something similar, but Wawa is a huge chain. I think they're out of Pennsylvania and they're
Jersey too.
Jersey, New York, Delaware. They're pretty far. They go into the Midwest. They go some north and some south. They're a multi-billion-dollar a year company. They've been approached by people to go public multiple times, and they've always turned it down because they can make decisions based on long-term growth instead of oh my God, we've got to do this to make sure our stock stays the same price, because they're growing organically without it. Look, I always say maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe I should take an investor and like relax a little, but it doesn't feel like the right thing. And Todd actually did an interview a few weeks ago where he said that people have approached him to take McFarlane Toys public, and he said, why? So that I can't make decisions anymore? So that I have to worry about, I can't make this toy as good because it costs 8 cents more per figure, as opposed to just spending 8 cents more. So, you know, the only thing I'm saying there, like I said, that's why I'm not looking for a woe is me or the world's smallest violin. The only thing I'm saying is I do look at different balances, but the most important thing is always, how do I take care of look, I look at it like this. I take care of my employees. I take care of the retailers. I take care of the fans. If I take care of my employees first, they're going to make the best comics or the best merchandise they can, which helps retailers sell more. And if we take care of the retailers that way, a good amount of them will support our product, which will help fans to support us. So, okay, Jorge said that they go all the way down to Florida now.
Nick, I don't know if you noticed, but Mark Spears has joined us, and he's been sitting here quietly.
I know, he's so quiet.
And
hey, Mark.
I'm just listening.
One of the things that I want to bring up is, you know, when you were talking about Mark earlier, and then what you were just saying, I think one of the things that you left out is also you have probably out of most of the publishers that I've heard, and the big people out there that are running these publishing groups, I hear you the most from creators, talking about you in a positive way. I think that you also do a lot of what you do because you're friends with these creators, man. I think that you have such a love, not only for the medium, but also these people that you meet that create, the comics, that write and draw. I mean, you do a lot of stuff because you're friends with these people too.
Well, we're a community. I mean, that's the one thing no one should lose sight of. We're a community. Look, for some companies, again, like Marvel and DC, and I'm not saying, it's not a big business, but for companies like Marvel and DC that are owned by Warner Brothers and Disney, or even Dark Horse owned by Embracer, there may be different things that there may be different limitations of what they can do. I have a little bit more freedom that way. But this is also why, I'm really lucky because I can make long-term decisions or decisions that maybe helps people, even if it doesn't help me at that moment. And that's, put it this way, when I make a mistake, I'm the one who eats it.
Yeah.
I can't let my employees suffer for a mistake I make. And even if it's something somebody else suggests, at the end of the day, I'm the one who said yes or no. So
yeah, but you know what, Nick? I'm gonna actually give you a compliment right now. You're actually doing what should be done by a face of a company. You're out there, you're promoting, you're becoming you're its biggest advocate. And even large companies like Marvel and DC, once upon a time, they had a Stan Lee that was their advocate, that was their promoter, that was pushing the product. Todd McFarlane is Images and McFarlane Toys and Spawn's advocate. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. And a lot of the larger companies and a lot of the indie companies actually that should be doing what you're doing and a lot more to get themselves out there are not doing it. So I'll give you all the credit in the world. You're doing everything that you should be doing as an owner, as a person that runs a company, as a person that's trying to promote you're putting yourself out there. You're jumping out to streams with a bunch of maniacs in the middle of the night, explaining your product. This is what should be done. This is what should be done, and I applaud you for that. And that I wish more companies did that, because you know what? If more companies and the Marvels and the DCs and the Images and all the other companies had somebody like you promoting their product as well, the whole industry would be better. It had multiple advocates.
That is really, really kind of you, and thank you. I'm truly humbled by that. I think that, to use Marvel as an example, when Marvel was going through its bankruptcy, Marvel did bring in somebody who was the face of Marvel. Can you name anybody who was a bigger face in this industry after Stan Lee than Joe Quesada? Quesada,
he was the guy.
He was the guy, but once they came out of bankruptcy and then Disney bought them, things get tempered, And, Joe was a friggin', and I say this in a complimentary way, he was a cowboy. I mean, he came out and said stuff, remember what he said about DC Comics?
Yeah.
I'm not going to repeat it, but, that was Joe's opinion at the time. But he was a cowboy. He just shot and he just said, this is what it's going to take. But you know what? Creatively, he reinvigorated Marvel. He was the face of it, and he's someone who I hold in high esteem. Look, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what I can to get the word out for my creators. And saying my creators makes it sounds a little bit like I'm full of myself. I'm doing what I can to make sure all the hard work that everybody at Dynamite and all the creators do gets out there, and I want the retailers to sell as much as they can and make money, and I want the fans to enjoy it. Like I said earlier, the big thing for me is getting readers. If I can get readers, that's great. CJ, did I answer everything? Because I'm happy to keep answering any questions. I'm not shy.
Listen, I'm not going to dominate the stream. Just asking you a question. I could interview you another time, and I could interrogate you to no end. But I appreciate you coming on. And Brian, I apologize for stepping on your feet by asking.
Not at all, brother. Not at all. I'm glad you guys are here.
It's Billy. It's my problem. I jump on streams, and all of a sudden I get into that now I gotta question people.
Well, that's why I do it, bro. That's why I put the link out there. I love that you guys come on.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
I sent you some pictures in the chat. Take a look at those Dan Panosian books.
I will. I know what you're talking about. I will a little later. I saw it. Billy, go for it. I know you wanted to ask something real quick.
And I feel bad, Mark, because you jumped in. I just wanted to finish off real quick with Nick real quick. you know, listening to your explanation about, you know, the questions that I asked, I really appreciate it. And I appreciate what you said. I respect you a lot more now because I relate myself. I can relate to what you're doing with your business, with what I'm trying to build slowly. So yeah, keep on doing it. I just had one main question and two things I wanted to say. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for upgrading. I said this before, like a couple shows ago, but thank you to upgrading to cardstock on, you know, your vamps and your other ones, because it really, you know, not to, the paper wasn't as good, but now that it's cardstock, it's so much better. I appreciate that. And
Well, that can, and I will say, listen, here's the one thing I'll say, economics. There are retailers. Look, we will also always listen to the retailer community, and we will do what we can. When we have retailers who just complain, we know that there's nothing that'll ever make them happy. There's nothing we could do. But we were getting comments in the FOC forum, and you know, are you in the FOC forum at all on Facebook?
no, I don't go chat with a bunch. I'm too busy.
Okay. Well, a bunch of FOC retailers were commenting like, we're getting damages on your books, man. We're
Yes.
getting like 8% damages. 8% eats into us.
Yeah.
And this was even before we went to $4.99. I think
Yeah.
I think you know this. I mean, $4.99 ended up being $4.99 was the hardest decision I've made in years.
But you did upgrade the paper, so it equals out. Plus, your artists you're using are amazing. So I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah. I mean, but we were upgrading the paper. We upgraded the paper before that, and then, you know, we took it. You know, this will sound funny to say, but it cost an extra 3 cents a book to upgrade the paper before we went to cardstock. But
Yeah.
you know what? It was, to me, that was more important because it cut damages for retailers from an average of 8% or so down to 2%.
And that's why I'm saying thank you. But honestly, I don't think that's your fault either. And this is where the other question came that I was going to say. But real quick, can you do different cosplayers? You just recently, last couple of weeks, have added a couple new cosplayers, but for the last year, nothing against this girl. She's been the only cosplayer on all your covers. And we need some variety. Okay. I'm like a man here asking you for some variety, please.
I'll put it to you like this. When it comes to the cosplayers, it's also a mix. There are a few. Well, look, Rachel Holland she's just a huge fan, and she's always doing photo shoots. The thing that you got to keep in mind when it comes to cosplayers, they have to do professional photo shoots. And some of the cosplayers are more fan cosplayers. So they may do shoots like once a year. Rachel goes and does shoots all the time. So
I get it. You know what I'm saying, though.
No, I do, but we need a level of, and this is no disrespect to those that can't do it, but there's a level of professionalism in the final photo. We could have 12 different women doing it, but if the photos don't look good, that's worse than having the same person, you know?
I see what you're saying. And to go back, and this is it for me, and I'm just going to listen from now on. To go back for how I said, thank you for the cardstock, and you're saying less damages. I get that, but honestly, that's not your fault, which brings me to the question of how come you haven't considered moving to Lunar? Or, well, I'm not going to say Penguin because I think if you were going to do a move, it would be Lunar. I don't know. You and Boom seem to be the only two companies left, bigger companies that haven't made the move yet. And I'm sure there's some sort of loyalty there with Diamond. And I'm not trying to hate on Diamond, but all my damages come from Diamond. And that means that almost all my Dynamite books are damaged because they come from Diamond.
Then
and
email
I'm
me.
sure
Email me. Now,
that.
listen, you email me, send me pictures, and I will address it with Diamond. Look, I love Christina. I love Cameron. They're great people. I love the people at Lunar. We're at a precipice in our industry right now, and it's a scary situation.
Yeah.
If we went to Lunar, I know we would do well. If we went to Random House, I know we would do well. Here's the problem if everybody leaves Diamond. Say goodbye to the next Bone. Say goodbye to the next Strangers in Paradise. Say goodbye to the next She. Say goodbye to any potential up-and-coming creator because Penguin Random House won't carry everybody. You have to be of a significant size for them to care. And Lunar cannot ramp up quickly enough to carry everybody else, whether it's Valiant or Zenoscope or
Oh yeah, those are the other two as well. But
Comics or anybody else. They just can't ramp up and bring everybody at once. So if Diamond goes away, this industry is screwed for variety.
and I'm with you there, and I understand that a little bit. But I mean, they have lost. I mean, they're losing Image. I mean, the Image is over there now.
Well, now hold on. Economics. Let me just say one thing there. Remember what Image did. They allowed Diamond to still get the same discount for retailers that they were giving, or at least close to it, before Image left, because Image wants to make sure Diamond is around.
Well, I understand that, but McFarlane made a big deal about it. And I remember he's like, I'm not leaving Diamond. And look, I want Diamond to survive, okay? And I think they can survive on selling all the other millions of things that the other two distributors don't sell. They don't sell toys. They don't sell cars. They don't sell anything. They just sell paper, okay? So what I'm saying is, like even Todd McFarlane said, I'm not going anywhere. I have a loyalty to Diamond and blah, blah. And a year later, he left and he went. He's still there, okay? You can still get your Image. You can still get your Marvel through Diamond, yes. But look, I've tested for years, and as I still have to buy Dynamite through, and I buy through there, and I still have to get Boom through there, and if I get some Keen Spot maybe for Mark here, and actually, you know what? It's just tough, man. You keep getting damages, and then you have issues with getting replacements, and if I have to email you. And then you email them, and it's just crazy to me.
No, it's not. It's not crazy at all. If you email, listen, every retailer, look, I'll go to the word constructive. Constructive criticism or constructive feedback or a need to deal with something is important. What's not important is when people are just mean to be mean, where they just complain. I have plenty of retailers who just always complain. You have too many covers. You have too many covers. That's all they say. You can't even have a conversation with them. All they want you to do.
I don't care about that. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying I'm just using that as an example. But if you're having a problem with damages and their Diamond's staff isn't getting it up to upper management quick enough, I can make that phone call of why is this retailer getting these damages? Can you look into this?
I want to show you something, okay?
Yeah.
These are your books.
Okay.
They decided to put this many books in a Gemini without any packing, okay? In a Gemini. So I actually have a video on my phone when I received it. I was like, oh my God. So now this is the problem I'm dealing with. We have Terminator foils. People love the Terminator, man, and I'm selling them, right? But then I get, your foils. They pay an extra $20 for whatever. They all come damaged. And then now it's been how long since this book came out? I don't have replacements. I contact Diamond, and then I call them on the phone. And like I said, you said I could call you. That's fine. But I contact them. I would rather pay an extra $10 to have them ship it in a box and another box than to have it in a Gemini just like this. And when you see the Gemini come, you're like, well, I already know.
Economic, you got a pen and paper?
Yeah, of course.
NICK.
Well, how about you text it in the private chat if you don't want the whole world to have your...
I don't care. NICK dot BARRUCCI at dynamite.com. Email me the video. I'll take care of it. It'll go to upper management.
Okay. That's my point.
And actually, email me the video with a written breakdown of what happened, so that I want to present everything to them. I don't want to just send them a video and say what's up. I want you to write down, this is the way it came. I'm showing you the video. This is what's wrong. This is how much the books cost. And especially the last point you said, which is the most important, which I will not remember if you don't write it down. I'd rather pay a little extra to get it in a box than a Gemini that damaged everything. Then after you do that, economics, give me a bullet point list of what those books are. I'll send you replacements.
Hey, can I send some videos to you too?
Sure.
Not those kind of videos.
You don't want to see his videos.
As long as it's about comics and clean stuff, okay?
Economics, was those reorders? Why was they? I've never heard of Diamond shipping stuff in a small container like that.
Yeah,
like,
that's
was it overflow from another box and they didn't want to put it in a box? Is that what it was? You got 2 boxes and they were like,
It's this box right there, bro.
Look at that. That's unreal.
I just did it. I took a picture. I said, you know what? I got to video this just in case. And you know what? I could check right now to see if my replacements are coming, because I haven't looked, because Diamond comes, the day before New Comic Day usually. I'll go ahead and check just in case. But the reason I brought that up, I'm not trying to complain, even though it is a complaint, is about the distributor. And I know that you were saying you want to be the best for your employees first, and then your customers and stuff like this, and I understand it probably stretches to the distributor because you've been with them since the beginning. And I love Diamond. I want them to survive forever. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's Dynamite or Marvel or whatever I order through them, I'm going to have more damages. And then it's even harder to get replacements for Marvel or something else, because Penguin gets the replacements first. And, there's just so many different things. I don't know. I'm just, as a retailer,
it's good to hear this, Billy. It's really good to hear this. I think that this is something that a lot of retailers would want to say.
Costing Nick money if you think about it, right, Nick? Because you will actually lose money on those damages, and then
because he's not selling them. I can't get readers. It's a problem. It's a huge.
It
problem.
costs everybody money.
Right.
You're pissing off the customers.
This is good to know. That way we can. And I heard earlier, economics. Wasn't you saying Ken Spot's books are damaged a lot?
Yeah, it's frustrating, man.
I think that might be like you said, the paper quality and stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It's not really the paper. Even the paper quality is kind of whatever. It's not you guys. It's where they're being shipped from to me.
Well, that's a Diamond problem that we need. I'm going to talk to Ken Spot about it. Nick will handle it on his end. But if we're letting Diamond know, hey, they've got to change something, because all the books are getting, if the majority is getting, you're always going to have a certain percentage damage. That's why they, print them a certain way. But if more are damaged than they should be,
let me say something, Mark. Mark, they know.
I do want to ask one quick question.
They know.
Mark, when did you sign your deal with Keenspot, out of curiosity?
Let's see, around May, I guess.
So if everybody would have left Diamond before, let's say in 2022, Mark signed his deal in May of 2023, and Mark said that he went to a lot of publishers and he got rejected, and Keenspot.
Oh yeah,
So if Diamond were to have closed down the comic book part of the distribution and only focused on action figures and games, and they shut down paper altogether, I don't think we'd have Keenspot today, and Mark wouldn't have a book that got published.
I understand that, and like I said, I want them to survive, but
Well, look,
we should have options too,
and change happens, but change happens slow. And here's part of the change: it took Diamond a year plus after they lost Marvel and IDW. And probably Dark Horse before they started changing the way they priced shipping. But it happened finally. It finally happened. And yes, it was because they lost people, and it was because they had to be more competitive. But it does happen. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes at Diamond that's not my place to share, where there are things that are getting better. But when things like this happen and they're not getting better, that's where we got to jump on it. By the way, LOC, thank you for having 2 Vampirellas showing. Thank you.
Actually, I have some gripe with your sketch covers.
Oh,
okay, there we go.
Go for it.
As an artist who does a lot of sketch covers, besides I do the sketch card for Dynamite also, but
oh, nice.
The Transformers stuff never arrived, but I understood there was production problems and stuff like that, so I'm waiting for the next batch stuff. I found that like, I don't know if you have control of the printing process of your books, but the inconsistencies of, because of the sketch cover, I use these at cons, I do, like, a lot of people want the artwork that I do on the sketch covers and they get it graded and stuff. I find that because I work with different mediums, the Dynamite sketch cover, because this is great, you're being here, because I want to yell at Image, I want to yell at Marvel. Like, as an artist who works, like, if I did a sketch cover with pen and ink, the paper type is perfect, right? It's just that when it comes to when I start using mixed mediums and stuff like that, Mark, you're gonna hate me a little bit here, so I'm gonna bring your cover up a little bit. But if you look carefully, you can actually see where I'm just using watercolor and the paper is starting to do the warp. So I would press this out later, but that's not really right.
Do you use a lot of watercolor on your sketch covers and stuff?
I don't use a lot of watercolor. A lot of time is I use an acrylic ink wash, right?
Okay.
Then after that, what happens is I understand how the paper works, so I spray it with an acrylic varnish. Then the varnish itself tightens. It's plastic, so I put it under a t-shirt press for about 30 seconds, and that flattens it out because the plastic itself will, like, literally act as a laminate that will protect the surface, right?
Yeah, they're made more, in my experience, of all the sketch covers I've done, like Vampirella, and I've done countless ones for Marvel and DC and stuff like that. My experience with them, it's marker is pretty good. Ink, I've even had some that didn't hold ink well.
Yeah.
But any kind of, like, I even sign my name with sometimes with water-based marker.
Yeah.
And instead of oil, and sometimes that will warp the paper. So
I understand the warpness of the paper. There's nothing around that. I just think that I noticed on Dynamite the first set of Vampirellas and other sketch cover you guys released was really bad. It was just horrible, right? So I was wondering, do you guys like,
what was it bad with? Pencil or ink or color?
I like anything. A lot of the time, some of the microns don't even stick, right? Because I use archival ink. A lot of my
Are
stuff.
you talking about ones like produced in the last year or two, or you mean originally, like years ago?
Oh, originally years ago. I still have.
Oh, okay. Now that was a problem. Okay, when Sketch Comics started,
I understood that. Yeah.
They did sketch cards and I was part of the first sketch cards they ever did. That's how old I am. In 2007 or so. When they knew how to do cards, but they did not know how to do comics that way.
Yeah.
Marvel started doing some. They're the worst things ever. If you've ever did some early Marvel ones,
oh yeah,
you can't ink it at all.
Yeah, 2013. That was my no-go. Every time I get that book, I just say, look, I'm gonna like use sandpapers and a welding torch just to get to the cover to actually get ink to stick. But later on, they got better. But again, I seem like they went cheaper paper. The paper is starting to get thinner. That's what I noticed. So I don't know if like
it's a printer thing. Like I know with the printers that we go with, they have like one type. Nick probably has a better printer that has different type.
Right.
If you could pick it, you would pick a Bristol board, right? You would pick
Right.
Bristol
Yeah,
board,
300
really
pounds.
thick, right?
Yeah.
That I like mine rough. I like my Bristol board rough and not smooth.
Yeah.
Some people like smooth. They're not made for artists, though. I mean, that's the thing. You know, maybe we can get a Nick to squeeze his arm and actually make some awesome sketch covers for artists over there. They're made because they know, hey, they'll sell. We'll throw a blank thing on, don't cost us an artist on there, and you know, and it people want it, right? People want to take them to conventions,
right,
and they get you to draw something on it. So it's a big thing in the industry, but they're not produced by artists.
Yeah,
for the quality of what it's done, right?
They sold at the conventions premium.
Yeah, like I don't mind paying a premium for these books because they're like, I have to treat this like, because I know that if I was a collector, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
If I buy your book, right? Because I know that,
which is very expensive, by the way. That I think it's $9.99 for a sketch cover.
Exactly. This is Canadian.
Well, to be clear, our sketch covers are the exact same price as the regular covers.
Right.
See, that's better. I had no say in that. That's what the Kid Spot had.
But if it was with 300-pound Bristol board, I'd pay the $9.99 for it. No problem.
Exactly. Again, because you'll be able to make a great drawing out of it. Yes.
Right.
When I go to buy sketch covers, honestly, if I saw a $9.99 book, and I don't care what it was, I would not buy it to put a sketch. I'm too cheap to draw on that. I would pick up a Vampirella because it's the same price. I'd pick up, I think Spawn's the same price when they do sketch covers, and things like that. But I understand where artists are coming from, especially the guys who go to the conventions and sell these, because that's what people want it on. If you drew it on just a regular piece of Bristol board that cost you 10 cents, it will not sell as well if it's on Vampirella year one.
Well, it's not only that, Mark. If an artist is charging a certain amount for their artwork to go onto a sketch cover,
right?
They don't want that sketch cover to warp and look like shit at the end of the day.
Yeah,
exactly. The artist doesn't want that to happen. The customer doesn't want that to happen. You know, you want that art to be as well preserved as possible and be displayed as nicely as possible. It makes everybody feel
and if
good
they send it in, they want to get a 9.8 out of it, right?
Exactly.
Even with you drawing on it.
I'm not one of these proponents of the 9.8s. I think people are out of their minds with the 9.8s and all that stuff when it comes to artwork. You're buying the art. You're not
right.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody grade a canvas when a painting is sold.
Yeah,
true.
You're paying for the artwork itself. I personally fuck up a lot of sketch covers when I'm the way I draw. I fuck them up. I draw hard. I go at it hard. I don't care if it's a 9.8, and if the person that wants it from me, like, I'm gonna be mindful. I'm not gonna mangle the freaking book, but if you wanted to get the best out of me, I have to draw it the way I want to draw it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're getting when you're paying the artist.
Like, I don't mind paying the extra fee to get the better paper type, because I know that, because I'm a mixed media artist, sometimes some people want some airbrushing. I work mostly in acrylic just to do a lot of the stuff afterwards, because I like the color pop, right? So I don't mind doing that. It's just that I run into, like, I don't know, because Dynamite is a smaller company. I love the titles that you have and the whole bit. My only issue is sometimes if by bringing up the card stock from, let's say this is, I believe, 150 pounds cover stock, to like maybe like a 200 or 300 pound. I mean, it'll bring up the cost a little bit more, and I guess it'll be shipping and all that other stuff. But I don't mind paying that extra because of my fan base.
It's well worth it. It's well worth it.
Well, I the one thing I'll say, like CJ, and look, I mean, when you're in this position, you got to think about a lot of things. There are a lot of customers who read our books who will buy a blank because they will one day want to get a sketch on it, but that's the only copy they're buying. And if we start making the blank one $6.99 to cover whatever the upgrade of paper is, we're going to lose some of those readers. And it's not an easy decision.
I have an idea for you on that, Nick. I actually have an idea for you.
Yeah.
You can push it on like on the FOC or whatever it is. It's regular sketch cover. Advanced artist quality sketch cover, blah blah blah, and add the price. If they look at it as like a variant, even though it's not a variant, they'll say, "Oh man, that's a higher quality." And you can even put it in the description, like you say, all books are now cardstock in the bottom of the FOC. You can say this is for artists, whatever, 300-pound, whatever. I know, and you don't have to print it. You don't print until after FOC is over, correct?
Yes, but there's one thing that you wouldn't know about that I'll tell you right now. When it comes to any of the sketch covers, anytime you change the paper, for that it's $800 setup fee. That's
with
just
your printer or whoever you're using.
Yeah, that's just the fee to say we're going to make a sketch cover. So I'll give you guys a little bit of inside baseball. The reason why at FOC you'll see a second color sketch cover is because once you pay that $800 setup fee, then if we have a white Vampirella and we say, oh, we have a black cover or a red cover, that only costs $200 or more to change.
Ooh.
But to get the initial setup of that extra paper quality is $800. So then to do an even thicker paper quality, it would be another $800. And that would, so if those three are all the same book, it costs us $800 to set up the blanks, but then it only costs $200 each to change the color.
So I'll add my 2 cents on this as well, Nick. And I listen, I think this would take off, and I think you're going to do very well with this. You own a ton of, for example, Vampirella is one of the IPs you work with, right? Yeah. You own a ton of Vampirella artwork, right? You make a evergreen book that has pinups, or you have posters or whatever that are inside that book. It doesn't have to be a comic itself, but you put a premium artist grade cover on that, and you could have that forever as far as being able to print it out. You make the plates once, and you keep doing it out. And maybe after 5 years, you make a different version of it from the inside. Nobody cares about what's going on the inside. They're going to maybe like seeing some of that. Or you could get some sketch art that's done at cons and put it in the book. And for dirt cheap, as far as content is concerned, that gives consumers a great insight of the book. But the cover is what's important. So now you have a beautiful cover that people could draw on and work with. Plus, you have original artwork on the inside that reflects what the book is all about.
CJ, you guys could do like Batman Uncovered. They're doing all this DC Uncovered stuff right now that has all the best covers inside the book. Just like all the best Harley Quinn covers, Harley Uncovered #1, right? You could try it. You could try a Kickstarter like that, and just have all your really best Vamp covers in there. But they all have the special artist sketch paper on it. And
exactly.
you could try a Kickstarter like that. Look, if you want to get all the best reprints of covers that we've done in the past with Lucio and blah, 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 this is a special thing for a sketch cover artist, whatever. I don't know. But, it'll be the special paper, blank. But inside are all the cool covers from the past that you can reuse. You don't have to, I don't think you have to pay the artist again for it. You own those covers. And then you could do a test run like that on Kickstarter. I don't know.
Now that's something I could that I could get behind. That's a Kickstarter I could get behind.
And I would buy it too.
And it's an evergreen book. He could literally print it out for 10 years. With the same exact content, and people will constantly buy it because it's that great cover that people are going to be able to do their artwork with.
All right.
I will say this. I'm having a hard time understanding this. Would you mind sending me an email breaking it down? Because
absolutely.
If I'm going to talk about this to my guys, I need to be able to speak intelligently about it. And right now, since I'm having a hard time grasping it, I can't speak intelligently on it.
I'll tell you what. I will not only break it down for you, I'll give you a PowerPoint on it. I'm not going. Here's the only thing. You actually do it. You're gonna send me a handful of those covers as one of the first adopters, so I could test them out.
Look, this is a Batman Uncovered. Of course, they did covers for it. Okay, David Nakayama, Batman Uncovered. So inside though is just all the cool Batman covers of the year. Okay, that's all it is. So what you would do is, they're just covers, right? You would take your 28 pages, right? You could put some ads in there, 32 pages, whatever. Your top 20 covers plus some ads and stuff like that. Inside, a sketch cover that is good quality. You pitch it on Kickstarter. Top 20 covers inside our special one-of-a-kind sketch cover made for artists, but inside for the collector are the 10 best Lucios and the 5 best Ivan Taos of Vampirella or whatever. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to ask you the same thing. Bullet point to me in an email so I can I'm sorry that
I tried to make it.
You
don't have to be sorry, brother.
Listen, guys.
So
listen.
let me thank you on one thing right now.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see the covers come with these extra white film stuff.
Yeah, that was a decision we made that it was stupid not to do that.
Yeah, because a lot of the time when I order, because I order on average about 3 copies of your book, like black, red, blue, whatever the stuff, because I know I can like draw half naked, women on this, and I know it's gonna sell like crazy. So I don't have an issue with it. It's just that when they pull it out of the box, it's all like rubbing against each other and, all this stuff, right? I mean, whatever the user do with it, if the pages get sticky and all that other stuff, it's not my thing. But I love this. So this is fantastic. If you can keep that up, because I noticed DC is doing the same thing. Marvel is the only company that I know refused to do that, right? And all my covers, all the corners or all the edges are all like, they have that rubbing mark, and they pick up colors from other books because they've been pressed together for so long in the packaging, right? And I hate to send it back because I have a small LCS in my area. The biggest one I have is about an hour away. Right. So I always try to get because I want to make sure my local LCS, like 15 minutes away, is still in business.
Good.
So I order a lot from them. Right. That's the only thing. That's my support thing for them, because otherwise, the covers are great. My LCS now understands that when they get this stuff, they automatically bag and board my stuff for me. Right. It's just that I don't get that all the time if I run to any locations, if I'm at a conventions or something like that too, right? But otherwise, this is fantastic. Like, thank you, and keep this. Please keep these sheets on.
Hey, Nick, I don't know. Nick, I don't know if you've been keeping up in the chat very much, but I've had so many people reach out to me and tell me how great this episode is and how great you are for coming on and doing this, man. Thank you for jumping on and taking, answering all these firing squad questions. I think CJ was right in saying that this is what makes Dynamite special, and you have your finger on the pulse of a lot of what's going on in comics because you follow these shows and you jump on these shows, and it's we really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, like I said, we're a community. I think you had 2 more questions for me.
I did. I wanted.
While you think of your question, Brian, I want before Nick goes or so. The reason I jumped on was I got a gripe with. No, I'm just. I got a good thing with Dick. I just wanted to say, man, of all the people I've worked with in the comic industry in my short time, though, but all the companies, Dynamite is my favorite. And I just want to say that it's been, and I was telling my wife that. She was like, how's it going? I said, it's the best experience. I know it's hard to say why, because you don't understand and I don't want to name other companies, but and Nick was kind of touching in on that, where if I have a problem or if I had a question, I could ask Nick and it gets handled, right? At other companies, you're having to jump through. They're like, hey, Mark, let me ask so-and-so. And then that guy's got to ask another person, right? It's just such a red tape on things. And it's just so nice to where what someone says goes. That's great. And it's just been so welcoming too. I mean, in other companies, it's like some people it's like a competition with each other. And I don't understand that. You're part of the same team, but with Dynamite, it felt like I'm on a basketball team or a baseball team. And we're all working for the exact same goal. And I just wanted to say, and Nick, if you ever make Dynamite t-shirts with your logo, or whatever, I want one because I will wear it proudly. I do have a Silverhawks. I went and bought this the night that I talked to Nick. That night afterwards, I went out and got this. So, because I was so excited. But man, I'm thrilled. I got to rewatch what Nick said earlier because I don't want to give him anything away of what I'm doing over there. But I'm so thrilled. I did see that he mentioned Silverhawk, so I can.
Well, I want to spoil part of it, Mark, because that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And one of the things that Nick did say is that he talked about how whenever artists have something that they want to work on that they feel passionate about. And how that you guys kind of had that conversation about it and what you were working on, that you really wanted to make sure that you felt passionate about something to work on it. And I think that's super important out there. And because you can tell when people feel passionate about something, whether you're talking to them, whether it's their art, whatever it is, you can totally tell the extra love that goes into it. So I think that is very important. That something that Nick said early on.
And Nick is the first person ever to ask me, what do you want to do? What characters do we like that you like? And that was the first time. Other companies didn't ask me that. They're saying, well, we're going to put you on this, and then is that okay? Or what about over here on this? And to give you the choice, and like you said, he has a huge catalog over there of amazing characters. And I don't want to say anything in case I'm giving one away that I'm going to be doing or something. But I'm thrilled. Every single cover I've done for Dynamite so far, I think what Nick said the last time, he said, Mark, you look like you're having fun. And I said, yes, I am. I said, it's the most fun I've had. Because other times it's like, oh, this is a neat character. I don't really know it much, but I'll draw it. But it's just like they have let me loose, and it's just like, man, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Well, one of our conversations. Look, Mark, when we spoke and we were talking about the character, I was like, would you be up for doing a Green Hornet Miss Fury? And you're like, nah, I don't have any love for the character. And I think I said something like, look, if you think of something that you'd like to draw, that'll be great. Love you to do one to help the series, but understand if you don't. But even on Vampirella, you were like, I already did a Vampirella. You didn't say it like this. And I said this earlier. You didn't say it in the mean way. You were really polite. You were kind of like, I got that out of my system. I don't know if I have anything. And I was like, look, if you do whatever you want on Vampirella, do something that'll make you happy if you want to do it. And you were like, okay, I found something that'll make me happy.
And with the Fury and Green Hornet, honestly, when I first started doing that, I was like, oh, I'm okay with it. I was like, this would be kind of neat. And after I did it, I think it's one of my best covers. When you see it, it's a neat because I studied. I didn't realize what Green Hornet was doing. I was thinking it was the Green Hornet with the hat and the little mask. I like the full mask. I like that better. And I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. And then, I knew who Fury was, Miss Fury, but I didn't look at much. So I was like, oh, okay. I like that suit. So that was actually fun. And, it's almost like Nick has given me a little taste of stuff to where now I'm going to come back and say, hey, can you give me another Fury? And,
I love the perspective on that cover. The perspective you gave that cover when people see it in a few weeks, because that will be one of the FOC covers. I didn't say much. I talked about you're doing the Vampirella. I talked about the Green Hornet Miss Fury, and I talked about you're being one of the main Silverhawk cover artists. You're not going to be just an incentive cover, just an FOC cover. You're actually a main cover artist so that more people can see your covers.
See, that's you're talking my language there, because right when I went to other places, they were like, "We're putting you behind an incentive guy. You know, that's what you're going to be." And I'm like, and I would beg them over there, why? You know, why you? I understand it. It's good because those covers are usually worth more and stuff. But I want my stuff out there where people can enjoy it. And I have a lot of people go, man, I can't get some of those incentive covers, Mark. I can't afford them. And I'm looking at it like, you know, that's not why I got into this business, was not to hide my stuff behind something, but was to share it with people. Right. So that he had me when he said that. I mean,
that's a great point. We never think about that. We never think of it that way as collectors. So I'm glad you talked about that.
It's weird. I remember DC when I first started there. It was all at the very beginning. Everything was incentive, and I would ask them. And the only time that it didn't get incentive was something happened internally where the book took away its incentive. Right, like that war journal I did of John Stewart. Everybody liked. Well, that was supposed to be an incentive cover. Even Zod, it's just something happened where the book didn't, you know, do as well as they thought months ahead of time. So they turned the incentive into just a variant, a cardstock variant.
Yeah.
So that was nice. It got my stuff out there a little bit, and I still do incentives to this day for other companies, but that's not really what you want. I mean, it's neat. People talk about them. It gets you on a top 10 list, you know, usually because they're very, you know, they're hard to get, but as an artist, you want someone to be able to walk into a comic book store and see your stuff on a shelf and buy it and say, man, I love this. And that's what, you know, I want for the books that I'm on. I want them to love the book, love the cover, and be able to just pay cover price for it and walk out the door. So that was huge when Nick told me that.
Yeah, that is a great insight that we usually don't think of as collectors, you know. So I'm that's amazing. Nick, one of the things that I did want to ask you before you get out of here, what was the decision to go with backer kit?
They actually have had success with plushes.
Perfect. That's what I figured. Toys.
They're actually more successful with plushes than the other platforms.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's what I figured, that maybe that they were you know, like a better niche crowdfunding place for toys and plushies. And the reason why I asked that is because I had never heard of backer kit before this.
Oh, it's big in the Kickstarter community.
It's gaining a lot of lately over the past couple of years. It's been really gaining.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the Monty Python game on backer kit, and you know, look, I mean, I apologize if it starts to sound a little hubris. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to let anybody who wants to try backer kit know it's definitely a good platform. I recommend. So no exclusive preview in this show. No exclusive previews, man. This was a last minute call in.
Yep.
But you got wait. But you got the exclusive announcement. Nobody else knows that Mark's doing the Silverhawks covers, starting with number 3 as the main cover. We're waiting for number 1 to make that announcement.
Look at that.
I love it. We're not about that.
The backer kit Monty Python ended up taking in $340,000+, and we did a Terminator backer kit, reprinting all the Dark Horse material plus Burning Earth by Now Comics that took in, I think,
oh yes, I remember that. Yes.
Oh man, I got into a hot mess there, man. You guys want to hear something?
Of course.
Funny?
Of course.
Oh, by the way, wait, CJ, I want to ask you a question. I'll ask you and Locke this question. What happens to an oil painting by Rembrandt or any of the classic painters when there's mold growing on the canvas?
Oh yeah, they yeah.
Well, why? You say something like that happened?
I saw this and it freaked me the fuck out.
Yes.
They have a process where they take the paint off the canvas and put it on another piece of canvas.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
I-
scary
and
as hell.
it's
scary as
perfectly acceptable.
It is. It just. I'm looking at it like that's a multi-million-dollar painting. Can you just get rid of the mold? They're like, no, the molding.
Full restorations in the art market has been fully acceptable for hundreds of years. You know,
We wouldn't have the Last Supper if it wasn't for that. That, you know what I mean? That's been fading for hundreds of years now. So,
but dude, I mean, honestly, I never even thought about it. So when I saw it, I was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
"Holy
freaky.
shit." But
I actually knew a guy that did that for a living, and I actually helped him do it on a few pieces. It's a really interesting process.
it just tripped me out. 2 Megatherion. There's not going to be a Stray Cats. That series is called Feral, and check it out from Tony and Trish. It's fantastic.
yes, it is.
Brian knows this. I've said this story to Brian, but do you guys know how I got the Transformers trading card license? Why it went to us and not a bigger trading card company?
I thought I thought it was gonna land on Upper Deck because Upper Deck was reaching. Because I do a lot of stuff for Upper Deck. Now I'm doing stuff for Tops. So I thought Upper Deck was gonna do that because I heard rumors of it on my end. But yeah, I'd love to hear that exactly what happened.
So 3 years ago, whatever it was, we went after G.I. Joe and Transformers just like everybody else.
Yeah.
And Brian's heard this story, so sorry if I'm boring you, Brian.
Nope, I'm here for it, man.
So we lost out. We came in second, and the person at Warner Brothers at Hasbro said, "Look, you guys had the second best offer, and if the first offer doesn't come together, we're coming back to you," which was really nice. And 2 Megatherion. If we can get the Stray Dogs to be profitable once we sell it in all the other markets, then yeah, if Tony and Trish will have us, we'd be happy to do Feral plushies too. We just got to make this. We got to focus on this first one first. So everybody guessed that it was Skybound, even though nobody said. But it was a pretty solid guess because Kirkman is such a huge Transformers fan, and so when the series hit and it was doing really well, I sent an email to Hasbro, and I said in the email, "Listen, guys, I just want to say I know we would have done a great job with Transformers and G.I. Joe, but as great of a job as we would have done, I think you picked the right publisher. I think that Skybound did a better job than we would because we might have asked Daniel Warren Johnson to draw covers, but I don't think we would have thought of asking him to write and draw the book. And I think that they are the better publisher, so I just want to congratulate you." I got an email back like a few hours later from the licensing head at Hasbro saying, "In my 20 years of licensing, no one has ever complimented their competitor after the fact. They usually, if they're going to email me, they're going to tell me what the competitor did wrong and what they would have done better." And I said, "Well, that would be a lie." I said, "Look, I'm happy you went with them, and I'm happy this is working because that means the industry is stronger. We would have done a great job. I really do feel we would have done a great job, but I do feel Skybound just on this, because I'm not trying to take away from us on everything, but on this, Skybound did a better job." And you know what? So he came back to me and said, "Look, we should find something to work on together because this was really, really stand up of you. What else do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, I'd love to do Transformers trading cards and G.I. Joe trading cards." And he said, "Look, we don't have a G.I. Joe program except for the comics. So we're not going to license out the G.I. Joe trading cards right now because we don't want to focus on that until we have something big with G.I. Joe. But the 40th anniversary of Transformers is coming up. So if we can come to the right financial arrangement, we'd be happy to license those to you." So we made a proposal. They came back with changes that they wanted. We agreed. We got the license. How nuts is that?
Cool.
Just
That's so
awesome.
cool. Yeah. Listen, again, we've
more than
glazed,
meets the eye.
Yeah, we've glazed you up enough here talking about, how important that is, your relationships. And with and how you handle those relationships. It's unreal that more companies don't key in on that. But for some people, it's just about the bottom line rather than their reputation, their relationships, the community.
Well, and look, the bottom line, the bottom line is important. None of us can afford to run a charity here. It's I don't want to be cold about it, but there's the tangible, but there's also the intangible. And I will tell you this, I will say that I truly believe that Transformers doing well helped retailers feel better about Thundercats, and Thundercats doing well helped retailers order more Turtles than they ever would have. And then the Turtles doing well helped Skybound sell more G.I. Joes. Obviously, everything they did before this helped as well, but G.I. Joe's never, friggin' G.I. Joe sold 225,000 copies, more than Transformers.
Yeah.
That has never happened. G.I.
Yeah,
Joe's never outsold Transformers.
It's bonkers, man.
And you know what? It's well earned. Kirkman and his team and Joshua Williamson, who's one of the best writers in this business, man. I am so happy they keep it going. I think the industry is getting better too. Like Wade going back to DC, doing World's Finest and Shazam, and Batman and Robin is rocking. Marvel with the Ultimates is kicking ass. IDW's killing it with the Turtles. It's the industry is just getting better. And like I said earlier, Todd just keeps growing the Spawn universe, bringing in more people, investing more back into the comics market. I think this is all getting a little bit better, a little bit at a time.
Nick,
and
one of the things that I talk a lot about, especially on the industry show, is how I view the comic industry, 3 years ago compared to how I view it now. And I was so much more negative about it then when I didn't know more about how the industry operates than I am now. And I think half of that is me having a better grasp on how the industry works. And also the other half of it is how much excitement there is going on in our industry right now. The content that is coming out, storyline from many publishers, is so much better than it's been in years. The crowdfunding, I think, is such a big part of the hobby, and it's a good thing. I wouldn't have found Mark Spears if it wasn't because of it. I wouldn't have had the opportunity to get cool nostalgia hits like those Transformers cards because of it. We also have this technology that's going on. I know a lot of people freak out about some of it, but for the most part, the technology is getting better. The printing quality is getting better. The live selling platforms are getting this amazing thing. We're seeing these new ideas start to come out that maybe small company or smaller things have been hit on before. Companies may have tried it, but it feels like they're actually gonna, work on a larger scale. Sometimes with things like those packs, those the special card style packs and mystery packs and stuff like that. It's so exciting right now, and I think a lot of people will see that in my content, yet alone much of the comic book world.
The industry is getting stronger. The creators are more, it goes in and out a little bit, but you can feel it in the air that creators are doing more projects that they enjoy, and doing well with it. Sequential Geek, I'll disagree with you. It's not, the Ultimates isn't that the bar is low. It's that they've been off the table for a while, and they came back with Jonathan Hickman. And with the quality that Jonathan Hickman brought to the table, Marvel made sure they kept the quality up there. They
I agree.
didn't allow it to get watered down, which I think is also something that has me really optimistic and excited about Ultimate Wolverine. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep.
Um,
Billy was just talking
know,
about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Well, and I was just responding to Sequential Geek because I just, it is kicking ass because the quality is there.
Well,
Marvel's
I
doing a really good job right now. Marvel's doing a really good job of invigorating all of its lines and mixing it up quite a bit.
You know what they're doing a poor job of doing?
What's that?
Getting comic books in little kids' hands. That's what they're doing. That's poor. We need the next generation to start picking up some comic books. And I wish that they put a lot more focus on that than what they do.
Well, they are trying to do a few things, and some of it will work better than others. I mean, just to try and be even keeled about this, they're doing the younger reader Spider-Man books that I think are $3.99 each, but they're selling them to comic retailers at $1 each, so that comic retailers can stock more at a lower investment and be able to have them. At that point, it's up to the retailers, but they are working with other licensees to do some younger reader stuff that's getting out there. They're not publishing it themselves always because they're not going to split their resources. And I'm watching what they're doing, and I think it's really good. I think we're not seeing it because it's not happening as much in the comics market, but I see what they're doing outside the comics market.
They're reaching out to the kids in that generation through digital, man. Kids,
Yeah, that is true.
Kids aren't picking up books. I'll argue that all day. Now, the reason why Ultimates is doing so is because it's made for us, the old generation, a better read. Just like Absolute Batman, they're trying to bring us back, the older people that have money. The kids are digital. They're on their phone. They're on their phone. That's right. It is. It's just the truth.
Yep.
It is a finite market. 100%.
Well,
We're the ones that can pay for it. The digital one is for the kids because they're on their phone all day long. They're going to pick up the phone and they're going to look at it. Oh, Marvel digital, blah, blah, blah. Oh, cool. Comic. Even adults do it. They don't even buy books anymore. But for us diehards that are on this show right now that continue to make content and stuff like that, we're excited because of Ultimates and Absolute Batman and Absolute, because it's bringing us back, because we're getting kind of tired of the same old, even though this is still happening, a key every week, a new character, or just a boring read or a boring. They're trying to bring us back, and I think they're doing it. So I kind of agree with Nick on that one. If we're, I don't know, I went on a little rant there.
Isn't it the same with toys right now? Like you walk in the toy aisle at Target, those toys aren't getting bought by no 7, 8, 9-year-old kid. Like the McFarlane figures, the Hasbro figures, all that is being bought by adults who remember that stuff. Same way with comics. I was in a car with my son the other day, and he had to drop me off somewhere, and I'm with his friends, and they're around 17 years old, 18. And in that car, I went, this is what happened to the comic industry. All of them felt like guys that would have been in a comic shop, right, when I was growing up, but they're all gamers, right?
Oh, yeah.
They all play video games. That's it, 100% video games all day. And I'm sitting there thinking, that's what happened to the comic industry. It was video games. Those same kind of, and I'll use this word very lovely, like nerdish, geeky guys. That's I consider me one. Have went to video games, right? If you can tap into that video game industry with comics, right? To say, hey, while you're playing your video games, which you love the immersive stories, here's some really cool stories over here that you could do, read while you're not playing a video game, because you can't play video game 24/7. That's the audience that we're missing, is those young boys and girls who are in the video game.
The proof, Mark, in what you're saying is, I never played this game because I'm almost 50, but the game where everyone goes and they shoot and the last one's alive, what's that game called?
Fortnite.
They started introducing Spider-Man, Batman, all these different, the Punisher, and then boom, they're like, huh, and then, oh, I want to go see a comic. That moved them, or a digital something.
Well, Call of Duty is a big game like
Yeah.
Right. It's the same kind of thing like Fortnite. Todd let them do Spawn in that. The Scream franchise did things in there. The Boys, Homelander was in it. So you had all these comic kind of characters, horror movie characters and stuff in Call of Duty, which is supposed to be realistic. So it kind of went off the curve there. But that's the thing. They're starved for that stuff. That generation wants this kind of content. They don't even know it exists. Now, they might be too lazy to open a book and actually read it because they like it just to sit there and consume.
Instant gratification.
Netflix, right? Hit the button, enjoy it all, right?
10-second intervals,
Cobra Kai, you can watch a whole season in half a day.
I love that show. I love that show. Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying is the people are still out there, and I'm actually, some of them are actually buying monsters and writing me and go, hey man, I'm 16 years old and I didn't know what comics were and I picked this up and this is immersive. I feel like, it's a movie or something what I'm watching. I'm like, well, that's what I was going for. But
that's cool, man.
I think that's what they need to target. That a kid is not going to just walk in a comic store by himself, and if he doesn't have a dad or a mom who walks him in there, then comics need to be spread out more of in those areas. When they make more video games based on comics instead of movies based on comics, I think you get that audience. I don't know. That's just me, because that's where I realized the other day. I said, "Oh, that's the comic audience."
I have a good friend named Mike Hansen who has been on the channel multiple times. He's if people are out there watching, you remember the OA shows we do. He's on the OA shows with us. He's a big OA collector, and he was telling me.
How often do you do OA shows?
We do them about once a quarter now, if not more. We have one coming up next week, and I want to say thank you to Nick for putting me in touch with the people who run OAX. We're gonna have one of those. We're gonna try and get them on at some point too. And Nick, by the way, I would love to have you on those OA shows. So if you're down,
fine. Anytime.
All right. So he told me about this game. He told me this story. He said it was his son or daughter. I can't remember. I apologize, Mike. Got into a game called, I believe, Marvel Snap. I think it was called.
Yeah, Marvel Snap.
Yeah, I'll play that.
Game.
That game sucks.
And he said, CJ, he said to me, he goes, that got his daughter or son into wanting to know more about the comics and the comics characters. So now he's able to have that share that thing with his kid because of that Marvel Snap game. And he thinks that Marvel Snap game is one of the exact things like you guys are talking about, Mark.
Yeah,
that
it is
bringing these kids into
my
characters.
Sons know comic book characters from Marvel Snap. We all three play it, me and my both sons, and they're in their 20s and late teens, and they play it. They were begging me to go and do some art for it, so I had contacted Marvel Snap, was thinking about doing some art over there. It's a great game. It's just something really quick you do on your phone or your iPad, but it has it had Null in it way before this movie came out. So my kid knew exactly who Null is and says, hey, I want to go see that Venom movie because Null's in it. And I know Null, I have that card I play. And I'm like, okay. So they know, they never watch Fantastic Four or nothing. They know Doom because of that's an awesome card in that game. So that's where that stuff needs to be. Because it will bring people eventually. That's their, okay, Brian, this is where when we were growing up, which I think Nick, everybody here is around the same kind of generation. When we were growing up, it's cartoons that brought us into like comics, right? Super Friends, Batman, Spider-Man, Amazing Friends, or even before that, Transformers, all that stuff.
We also left the house.
Yeah, well, that's but those things, and they don't have that now, right? There's just too many options to stream. They're going to miss any kind of cartoons that was on. So they need video games and entertaining games like that to bring them to those franchises. I was telling someone the other day, I was like, yeah, man, I love Thundercats, Silverhawks, and this is about a 20-year-old. And they said, I have no idea what those are. What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, see, that's left the market, right? That's why we have to bring it back in there. There needs to always be constant product of those kind of things. Not just comics, but video games and stuff like that.
Toys.
Free things,
Yeah.
like Fortnite was, to get it out.
Yeah, but they went half-assed. They started the right way, but they went half-assed because with Fortnite, they started by putting the codes inside the comics.
Yes.
So you had a swarm of these kids coming in to get the Fortnite Marvel books and then the Fortnite DC books. Okay, and then what happened? They stopped. Why didn't the Todd father, in his old wisdom, not put a QR code on one of the spawns or some of the other characters? That's what it should have continued. Because, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to get the kids to come in and buy comics overnight, but you get them to keep coming into this place to get those codes. Eventually, over time, you're going to retain 5%.
That's smart. I didn't even think of that, Comic Journey. That's a great idea. I used to go and buy Doritos because I was playing Halo, and you could get codes on Doritos.
Yep, and
so
then Mountain
that's
Dew.
actually a great.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and the Mountain Dew. So that actually is a great thing. If you put that in a comic book and make them go in there and make it, long to where they keep having to do that. It's a great idea. And I do think that gets them into comics. And they're like, what is this? What is that?
Nick, where was the boys' QR code? when Fortnite got in there.
That actually was something they did with Sony, and we weren't involved. When it
Son
comes
of a
to
bitch.
the boys, when it comes to the boys, there's a separation of rights. Sony controls everything that has to do with the TV series or any movies. We handle all the classic material. Otherwise, trust me, we would have begged them, borrowed, and pleaded to have something in there.
Man.
Guys, I got some rescue cats to feed before I go to bed. So
Well, we're gonna call it a night anyways, Nick, because we are 4 hours and 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. This is what I love. This is the type of show that I always really wanted expect to have, especially on a Saturday night where anybody can jump on and we can have these type of conversations, hang out. And so thank you everybody to jump on. And we'll see you guys soon. We've got Tuesday night, another industry show where you hear more about this. And of course, Wednesday night, we're going to try and key in on the big heritage auction. And I want to shout out everybody.
That's going to be a fun one.
Oh yeah. And you're more than welcome to jump on, Nick. Make sure you guys go check out economicsandcomics.com for Billy's site and all his YouTube stuff. Make sure you guys go follow the backer kit, Stray Dog stuff. Help get that made. And if you love that property, make sure you help Tony and Trish out.
I would really love you guys. I would really love you guys.
Yeah. Mark's got another Kickstarter that's also getting ready to start. That we're gonna
next Friday.
Next Friday. So we're gonna drop a link for that in the description too, and we're definitely gonna key on that. And we had Loke on for the first time last week. Make sure you guys go follow Loke's art and his Instagram. You guys all in the chat have been going crazy about it. And CJ, what's going on with the project?
My project's gonna officially go into the Kickstarter in January. We're in pre-launch right now. All we're doing is hyping it up until January comes, and then the real fun begins.
Well, you guys also need to be following Comic Journey YouTube channel. He has an amazing show over there that he does, and he's a great content creator as well as an artist. So thank you to everybody that jumped on to us tonight. Send your well wishes to Hood and for the healing of that eyeball, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Adios, you guys.